understand their Medicare benefits, and I would love to help you too. Learn the strategies that make Medicare manageable and ensure you're making the best choices for your health and finances. Visit MedicareBookOffer.com and grab your complimentary copy today. That's MedicareBookOffer.com.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
A little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at EasterSeals.com.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. My friend Heather, what's up?
Yeah, it's looking pretty good on the roadways right now. The earlier dense fog has cleared. Visibility is much better, and the traffic is showing that. Also later in the morning, Parkway East has just a minor slowdown as you approach the Squirrel Hill Tunnel. Parkway West inbound slowing at the Parkway Center on-ramp. The outbound side is clear. No issues on the Parkway North or 28 right now. It does look like we have a little bit of traffic building on 65 in the area of McClure on the inbound side. With AAA Traffic, I'm Heather Zambito on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The fog we've had this morning will give way to some sun for the rest of the day, and we'll top out at 77. Partly cloudy with a low of 57 tonight. Some fog again later. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Tune in to 1020 KDKA Radio for Medical Frontiers with Dr. Gerald Pfeiffer from the Allegheny Health Network every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. Dr. Pfeiffer and his special guests will cover the information that you want to know about your health and the latest trends in medicine.
This report brought to you by Duke's Mayonnaise.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. Has a yellow lid and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
All right, here we go. It's a Friday. Send you off into the weekend, and a big weekend where it seems like everybody's overseas. But nonetheless, we'll talk about everything on this Friday. Colin Dunlap here, 2 to 6, right here, KDKA.
There are things that happen to us in our careers, and I say this a lot. I've seen everything twice. We're headed to the third time. And Krause, who's been my friend for 25 years, the same with him. But sometimes, honestly, and I'm sitting with Patrick, and this stuff comes down, and I say, this can't be true. It can't be true, because it literally comes out. It literally comes out to me that, and this is how I get it first. And I'm going to play you the sound that a woman. This is lady did a drive-by, throwing a baby at the police and sped off. So that's how it first comes out. Then it comes out as this. Man, I get so hurt by this that we have this is where we're at with some of these mothers and fathers and how little they seem to love their kids. Father of the child was at the courthouse, municipal court, to be fingerprinted, and the baby's mother tossed the child into the front doors of the Pittsburgh Municipal Court, you know what that is, pretty much right downtown, and told the father to take his child, and then she took off. How about that? I want to play these clips. I just, it hurts my heart that this happens. And think of this baby, an infant, less than 2 years old, in its future. Listen.
That's negative. The medics are with the child at the MCB that she threw on the concrete.
Wow. Again, it's unbelievable that this happens. Okay? She threw the baby on the concrete.
3289 p.m. Please start main med unit to the MCB. 61st Avenue to check out a baby that was thrown on the floor.
Extra walks with each other. 289 p.m. I copy. Starting medics to the MCB.
37204.
37204.
I'm in McKees Rocks. Give me the details of this call again and the description of the vehicle, please.
It's a black Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, Mike Victor Mike 0891. Female in the vehicle threw an infant inside of the MCB and then fled. Last seen hitting the plate reader outbound West Carson Corliss.
That's enough. So her own baby, her flesh and blood, a beautiful child that people would die for, and threw it. It just, man. And you know what? You can tell me she comes from an abusive background. You can talk about drug abuse, and she was abused, and we hear it every day, and it's tragic, and it's hurtful, and it's hateful, and it's destructive, and it's everywhere. And then you have this kid, this baby. Thank goodness, honestly, for Krause's people, the Sheriff's Department, they stayed on it, and they were obsessed, quite frankly, with doing the right thing here from the time the baby was thrown on the floor in the courthouse. Thrown on the floor! To the time they made the arrest. Krause's people were fantastic, and so was the sheriff. Good morning, sir. I wish it was under different circumstances. This is tough for me to manage. And you too, is it not?
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to get it resolved between efforts with the City of Pittsburgh Police and our office. We were able to take her into custody and basically that.
And it was your diligence by staying on top of this and following her, right? I mean, that made that possible, was it not, sir?
Yeah, so we share duties in the municipal courts building, and we were in the building, the city police was in the building, and the call came over, and we obviously immediately went to the front of the building by the magnetometer where this occurred, and we found a 1-year-old infant on the ground being attended to by one of the building guards.
Kevin, so we're clear here. She physically threw her baby, right?
Yeah, she tossed the kid. Tried to give the kid to the father of the baby, and he had business in the court, so he couldn't take the baby. And from what we understand, there were some domestic issues going on immediately before and preceding that as well, which probably caused part of this to happen.
Maybe so, Sheriff, and I say this to people all the time, I met Krause when he was in homicide in Pittsburgh and did a hell of a job there. So he's seeing things that are unspeakable. But sometimes, sir, you have to be at your desk when these calls come in and wonder how the hell these sorts of things happen, right? It gets kind of unsettling, does it not, sir, what we see sometimes?
It's very unsettling when it comes to a child or an infant. And, you know, in this case, it's a concrete floor, and she just got upset, threw the kid to the floor, and she took off. And luckily, there was a homicide detective, longtime homicide detective, Ed Fallert, happened to be there and happened to get the description of the car, the plate. And then we understand she got into a high-speed pursuit, which was terminated. I know Stowe Township was involved. I think there were other agencies. And, you know, we put a full court press on trying to find her, and we located her vehicle and I think Larmer. And then we were able to get her to come outside of the house. She surrendered without incident.
And now facing numerous charges.
Yeah.
I don't want to put you on the spot here, Sheriff, but you did say, and I've heard from several people, including judges in the courthouse, the baby's okay, right? The baby's okay.
Thankfully, she was checked out, and thankfully she doesn't have any significant injuries from that.
And I don't know, sir, if you have the answer to this, and like I said, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. Is it fair for me to say I was told that the baby was actually given to the dad? Is that true?
Yes.
Wow.
Actually, the dad and the grandfather, his father, took control of the baby.
It could have been a lot worse, sir. It's hard to hear sometimes, it is, and I know you feel the same way, and that's why sometimes your job
could have been a lot worse.
Could have been.
Could have been a lot worse. I mean, look at worst case scenario, an injury that could cause lifelong injuries. Thank God that didn't happen, but it's just, it's like you said, it's unthinkable that somebody would treat a helpless, innocent child like that.
Kevin Krause,
especially at that age.
Hell of a job, sir. We appreciate you and what your people do. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thanks, Marty.
Again, the woman's charged, facing several charges. But to imagine that you're in a mindset. No, think of this. The value you put on your children. Hey, forget that. The value you put on your damn dog. You wouldn't do that to your dog. And it troubles me, and it troubles a lot of folks who now, because I heard this from a judge yesterday, that now Dad, who was physically fighting with the woman, and by the way, Dad was at the courthouse, so you know, to get fingerprinted for other issues. So now Dad has the baby. I don't know, man. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. AAA traffic powered by Bowser and Genesis. Heather, good morning. What's up?
Good morning. A couple of trouble spots. Parkway West inbound lining up just over the top of Green Tree Hill. The outbound side of the Parkway West is clear. Parkway East, just a minor slowdown between the Edgewood-Swissvale interchange and the Squirrel Hill Tunnel. No issues right now on the Parkway North or 28. And 65 has about a one-light delay in both directions at the McKees Rocks Bridge. With AAA traffic, I'm Heather Zambito on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
You want a roof that doesn't leak. Of course, that's a given. You need a roofing partner with the experience and know-how to ensure the structural integrity and energy efficiency of your roof. Trust PJ Fitzpatrick with their 45 years of experience, thousands of 5-star reviews, and lifetime guarantee on materials and labor. Our professionals install most roofs in just one day. PJ Fitzpatrick has a variety of financing packages that work with any budget. Visit trustpj.com today. That's trustpj.com.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248 today.
Pittsburgh has many bests, and Pittsburgh's Best Deli is food for thought. It's fresh, authentic, and delicious. For the best fixings for any tailgate, it has to be food for thought. They make their own corned beef. It's by far the best in town. Have it today as a sandwich or order Food for Thought's mouth-watering corned beef Reuben, rated one of Pittsburgh's best. Visit Bob the Deli King, Food for Thought, North Craig Street. Hands down, Pittsburgh's best deli. It's worth the trip.
Get your football fix every Thursday evening at 6 with the Bowser Chevrolet Quest for the Best High School Football Show live from Dave & Buster's. Dan Zangrilli and the Dean of High School Sports, Mike White, break it all down. It's powered by Bowser Chevrolet and brought to you by Diulis Law, First National Bank, and by Guardian Protection, your hometown home and business security company. Only on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Here's your Jill on Money question of the day.
Sue from Florida asks, I have memberships in Experian, TransUnion, and LifeLock. I would love to get rid of some of these expenses, but I'm afraid I'll be hit with identity theft. Would you recommend keeping all three or downsizing to one? Sue, if you're a nervous Nelly and having one of these helps you sleep at night, then that's just fine. Keep one, but only one. But the best move you can and should explore is freezing your credit file at the big three agencies. That's Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. It's easy to do, and it's really the best line of defense.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, we offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options to cover your small business needs and more. Visit Progressive.com today.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I don't know when we stop crying over this stuff. For a little history lesson here, it was a week or so ago. We were talking about this beautiful 9-year-old girl. Remember this? Courtney. Renesmee. Yutzi. Huh? 9-year-old killed. Fayette County. Do you remember the horrifying details? Starved to death, abused. Do you remember? The mother and I guess her live-in girlfriend were pulling the kids' teeth. Remember this? Pulling their teeth. Something about they didn't want to pay dental bills. I'm not trying to ruin your day here, but I'm trying to give you some context to where we're at. This crosses all ethnic, racial, social. This is Fayette County. This is the city. We're screwed, man, if we don't start finding a way to take care of our babies. I think. And every time I hear the same thing, it's drugs and alcohol and abuse, and no one got engaged and no one got involved. And here you had a woman fighting with her husband. Literally, she wanted him. He's at the courthouse. This ain't no Mayberry marriage here, let's say. He's at the courthouse to be fingerprinted, and she wants him to take the blankety-blank baby. And really, that's the genesis of this. She throws the baby on the floor, on the concrete floor in the courthouse, and then hits him. throws the baby on the floor. And in the picture where she's charged, she's crying. Okay. So generally, historically, in these cases, I'm going to be blunt with you and be honest. So daddy has the baby now. Daddy. And mom's in jail, but when mom gets out, what will happen is the system will try to reunite mom with the kids and make this work after she threw her kid on the cement, on the concrete. And in Fayette, you know, we talked to the DA. He said, Marty, we don't know that anyone had seen that girl for a year. Huh? No cries for help, no reports. No. They were starving these kids to death. Uh-huh. There are thousands of these cases. What always boggles the mind is that there's outrage when we find some mentally ill woman in a house who's hoarding, and she has 40 cats in cages that are crapping everywhere. And everybody wants the woman thrown in jail because she didn't feed the cats. Okay. When in fact she's mentally ill and doesn't even know what the hell cats are because she's living in the same crap they are. We want her punished because we love the cats. Yet we have a woman in Fayette and her partner starving kids to death, pulling their teeth. I had a dentist. I asked him, what's that like? He said, you can't imagine the pain. Pulling the teeth of the kids to abuse them before they finally catch the woman and a girl's dead. And another little boy might starve to death. He's still hospitalized. And at the courthouse yesterday, thank God the judges cared. Thank God the cops cared because they grabbed this woman's license plate. And then the EMTs were there and they treated the baby. God bless them for giving a damn. And then somehow dad who's there, who's a criminal, who's getting fingerprinted because he's a criminal, they treat the baby and they say, oh, here you go. Here's your kid. And then grandpa steps in and now that kid's somewhere, a year old, this morning, with a hell of an uncertain future. I got to be honest, here's what I do. And I was talking to my wife about this last night, and I ran it past Patrick this morning. Mom's a lost soul. Lost. Probably drugs, probably alcohol, has priors. Dad's a lost soul, many priors. What happens to the 1-year-old? What shot does she have at the title? No, really. I can't tell you. No, really. So she's alive, but right now she's in dad's custody and he's a criminal, and then mom will get out and she'll be there. She's the one who threw the kid. And we're back at square one, wondering when the next time the kid will be used as a tool to hit dad with. What's happened to us, man? No, really. Man, you look at your kids' eyes and you would die for them. You would jump on train tracks to pick up their friggin' toy, their stuffed animal, their pacifier. Yet you have animals out there raising kids willing to pull their kids' teeth to save on dental bills and willing to throw a baby, onto a concrete floor in a friggin' courthouse. Throw it physically to get even with daddy. And then hit daddy and take off, hoping for the best. And then cry when they're arrested. Every moment now we have to worry what happens to that 1-year-old. Because they ain't got a chance in hell.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
This year's senior class is back at homecoming, reunited and protected with mNEXSpike, the new COVID-19 vaccine from Moderna for adults 65 and older. That's because these seniors know they face the highest risk of severe COVID. Mnexspike, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA, is a COVID-19 vaccine for people 65 and older and for 12 to 64-year-olds at high risk for severe COVID. You shouldn't get Mnexspike if you've had an allergic reaction to a previous Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. Rare cases of inflammation of the heart muscle and outer lining have been reported. Common side effects include pain at the injection site, tiredness, headache, muscle or joint pain, chills, nausea, vomiting, and underarm swelling or soreness. Mnexspike may not protect everyone. This year's senior class came ready with a COVID-19 vaccine that helps them keep showing up. Mnexspike from Moderna, here for the senior class. Visit mnexspike.com to schedule your vaccine today. That's mnexspike.com.
My sis, Barb, has been fighting this battle with pancreatic cancer. And the folks at UPMC said, hey, I know you're sick. I know you're in pain. Let's try this chemo. They did. She tried it. Her cancer numbers dropped by hundreds of points. Hundreds. Big, big change. UPMC giving hope. Life-changing, life-saving information.
Be part of the growing family that is Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. It's Dan Zangrilli. I'm a member, and so are nearly 25,000 Western Pennsylvanians. Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union is up to 7 convenient locations in our region. Remember, if you live, work, or worship in Allegheny, Beaver, or Butler counties, you're eligible to join Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union for just $5, and you'll enjoy the many perks of a credit union. So learn more at AllegiantFCU.org, federally insured by the NCUA.
The end of summer sale means big savings tomorrow at EV True Value Hardware in Bethel Park. 20% off Harmony Organic Insect Control. 20% off Sniper, your hospital-grade virus and killer. Introducing Knockout. 20% off this multi-purpose odor eliminator. Come for the savings, come for the cookout, come for the book sale to benefit the Bethel Park Public Library. All happening at EV True Value Hardware in beautiful Bethel Park.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
65 and mostly cloudy. It's 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. We are learning about Starbucks' plan to close almost 190 locations around the U.S. An unofficial list published by USA Today shows 10 of the closures are in the Pittsburgh area. The stores will reportedly shut down starting Sunday. Locations being closed in the city include the South Side, Lawrenceville, and the waterfront. You can see that entire list at KDKAradio.com. A 74-year-old man was brutally assaulted this weekend at Cranberry Township Hotel. Police say the elderly victim was walking back to his room at the Quality Inn on Wednesday when he was violently attacked by 27-year-old Jacob O'Brien. He allegedly punched the man in the face repeatedly and bit him on the back and neck when the victim turned away. Police say O'Brien broke skin and left teeth marks and was screaming during the incident he was going to kill the man. The man then fell onto his back, and O'Brien reportedly strangled him for a few seconds before others staying at the hotel pulled him away. Cranberry police say the attack was unprovoked and the two did not know each other. O'Brien now in the Butler County Prison charged with felony, aggravated assault, and more. The Steelers-Vikings game in Dublin this weekend is drawing the interest of many Pittsburghers, and it's not all about football. Southwestern Pennsylvania Commission Executive Director Rich Fitzgerald says 400,000 people in the region can trace their ancestry to Ireland.
1 in 6 people in this region have some connection. It might be back a century, it might be back a couple of decades, but there's an interest.
In addition, Fitzgerald says over 400 Irish companies are located in Pennsylvania, employing more than 17,000 workers. The Federal Reserve's primary inflation gauge is up slightly from a year earlier. The Commerce Department reports its personal consumption expenditures price index was 2.7% in August, up from 2.6% a year earlier, with an increase that was expected by forecasters. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 128 points at 46,075. The Nasdaq down 50 points, and the S&P up about 7. Penguins fans are expected to flock to the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex for a last glimpse of NHL legend Marc-Andre Fleury at today's practice in 1 hour. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has details.
Three-time Stanley Cup champion Marc-Andre Fleury is back on the ice, at least for now. After retiring this offseason, Fleury signed a professional trial contract with the Penguins. He'll practice with the team today and is expected to play one period in tomorrow night's preseason game against the Blue Jackets at a sold-out PPG Paints Arena. Today at the Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry Township, the Penguins will have a morning skate at 10:30, followed by a full team practice at noon. The Penguins say fans will have access to limited seating on a first-come, first-served basis with security screenings at the entrance. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
KDKA Sports, we have 5A action tonight on the high school football game of the week. Upper St. Clair at Peters Township. Our coverage starts with KDKA kickoff at 6. And the Pirates road trip continues tonight. They're playing the Brewers. Make that the Braves in Atlanta. Mitch Keller is the Buck starter, and the first pitch at 7:15. Also, the Penguins are hosting the Red Wings in preseason play. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. For your home's windows, siding, doors, and bath, trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:04. If you're injured, time to hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan. 65 and cloudy in Pittsburgh. AAA traffic and AccuWeather next.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. You want a new physical therapy experience? You want a treatment plan centered on you? Monroeville Physical, spelled F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, is spelled different, because they are different. Monroeville Physical has new technology and an expert staff to give you a personalized...
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser and Genesis. My friend Heather, what's up out there?
Just a couple of slow spots on the major roadways. Parkway East, you're slowing just past Edgewood, Swissvale as you head into the Squirrel Hill Tunnel. Parkway West, you're getting in line in some sluggish traffic just over the top of Green Tree Hill, and you're going to stay in that to and through the Fort Pitt Tunnel. Parkway North is up to speed. No issues right now on 28 or 65. But keep in mind the Parkway North ramps to and from the Fort Duquesne Bridge are restricted to single lanes until 3 o'clock today. So we're seeing some congested traffic in those areas. With AAA Traffic, I'm Heather Zambito on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
For the rest of today, the fog that's been out there this morning will clear to some sun with a high of 77. That can return later tonight under partly cloudy skies, low 57. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. You want a new physical therapy experience? You want a treatment plan centered on you? Monroeville Physical, spelled F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, is spelled different, because they are different. Monroeville Physical has new technology and an expert staff to give you a personalized experience to get you back to loving your life. Monroeville Physical, spelled F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, 412-457-8200. They help me dramatically love physical. Check it out.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like Debbie from Venus. Debbie's neuropathy was stealing her mobility to the point she started looking for a wheelchair. Then Debbie found Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. Their effective FDA-approved treatment program changed her life. Her neuropathy symptoms are all gone, and she can walk her dogs and exercise again. Listen to more of her story at marydanced.in.com. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help Debbie, along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Pittsburgh got kicked right in the jock tax yesterday. Oh, man. I always thought this was annoying. If I was a jock, I'd have been annoyed about this. They had this jock tax. So if you're a professional athlete and you're here performing, performers too, by the way, and if you're at publicly funded stadiums, then you have to pay a 3% tax on your income, which I find to be kind of obnoxious. And I guess for a change, the Supreme Court was listening to me and agreed. They suggested the Supreme Court in Pennsylvania yesterday that discriminates against non-residents. Okay. Kicked right in the jock tax. It's millions of dollars. In fact, jocks and entertainers have kind of sort of unwillingly donated almost $80 million to the city since its inception. Rachel Heisler, the city controller, who is actually so actuarial and so on point regarding finances and being honest about it, joins us this morning. Good morning, Rachel. How are you?
Good morning, Marty. I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. You're very smart about money. You know these things. You follow them. You're not surprised by this, are you?
You know, we knew that this was a real possibility for some time and have urged the administration to prepare for it. The city would have been better positioned to absorb this revenue loss if we had built in a buffer as we had advised last year.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And Rachel, tell people how it works or how it worked.
So yesterday, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court invalidated the facility usage fee as unconstitutional. That's legalese a little bit, but the facility usage fee was equal to 3% of earned income on a non-city resident athlete or performer's earnings tied directly to their use of a publicly funded Pittsburgh stadium or arena. So Acrisure, PNC Park, PPG Paints are the ones you think of, right? What they earned on their performance here. So whether that was a concert or a game, they paid that fee, which was ultimately ruled as a tax, to the city. And last month alone, in August, we just closed August books, we collected $1 million. And so we no longer can collect that fee. So the right away, the ruling that came down yesterday means that right away we have to stop collecting the fee. And going forward, non-resident athletes and performers will pay 1% earned income tax, which means that we will recover 1/3 of that lost revenue. So that's a start.
Yeah.
But it is a hit, right? This is not a hit. And, you know, it's over the course of the initial the controller's office, as you know, certifies revenue projections. And the initial projections was that we were going to collect $17 million over the next 5 years. Whoa. And that money, we have to make up that revenue somewhere. And it's not a ton, but the only place we can get it at this point is from the fund balance. And that, to me, is not acceptable. So we have to figure out where we're going to make up that lost revenue.
Hey, before we get to the future, let's go to the past. So $79 million is into it already. Do we have to pay that back?
So the litigation did not raise the question of damages, and refunds are a separate process.
Oh.
There is not any automatic revenue as a result of the decision, but the court proceedings do not preclude refunds from potentially being issued in accordance with the tax law. So the long and short, we don't know what's going to happen.
And not to be a goof, but if I'm a jock, I'm like, hey, sister, not Rachel, but hey, I want my money back. I mean, I would. Why not? I mean, if it was declared illegal and inappropriate, then give me back my money. So that could happen. They could be ordered to pay a massive chunk, right?
The city's actively reviewing its legal exposure, so we don't know.
Wow. And if I'm listening to you properly, they didn't prepare for losing this, right? In the budget anywhere.
I think we could have better prepared ourselves for this, the likelihood of this outcome.
City Controller Rachel Heisler. Hey, Rachel, at a time when, stating the obvious, money's going to be really tight as we see what's happening with real estate values and property assessments and all those things, right?
Yeah, we knew that these tight days were ahead of us, right? We knew that the COVID hangover was coming. We knew that these ballooned debt service payments were coming. These COVID hangovers are happening in every municipality in America. This is not a surprise, and we knew that that 2025 and 2026 were going to be tight. So this is not a shock. We need to figure out how to grow. We need to contain costs. That needs to be what happens moving forward.
Wow, one thing that jumps out at me, and Patrick sent this to me, and he's spot on. A performer like Taylor Swift, who brought in insane money. And if she can test this, she could get a big old check back, right? Big old millions.
What happens with refunds and damages is to be seen.
Yeah. Do we have to seek out? I thought I heard you suggest going after more revenue from the nonprofits. Is that something you think is plausible and feasible? Because I hear it is if it's worked out properly.
I think we need to do the big focus needs to be on growth.
Yep.
We need to grow as a city. I absolutely do believe that we need to, instead of chasing small, unreliable streams of revenue, we need to focus on growth, and we need to focus on securing voluntary contributions from large nonprofits. That absolutely needs to be part of the growth of our revenue streams. And, you know, in the immediate term, we also need to figure out how to contain costs. That needs to be part of the conversation too.
Rachel Heisler, City Controller, never, ever don't get an answer from her or the straight scoop. You know why? She can't help herself. She has to be honest. Rachel, thank you.
Thanks, Marty. Have a great weekend.
She's a legitimate leader, like for real, straight up, honest, engaging, takes on conflict, and tells the damn truth. Kind of refreshing. Wouldn't you say? And smart. From the PJ Fitzpatrick, and scary right on with this thing. And Patrick, you're right, brother. Taylor Swift could be saying, pay up, brothers and sisters. Millions. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Heather, what's up?
Yeah, just a couple of trouble spots remain on the roadways. Parkway East is slowing just past Edgewood Swissvale. You're going to stay in that sluggish traffic into the Squirrel Hill Tunnel. Parkway West inbound, you're lining up around the runaway truck sand pile. You're going to stay in that into the Fort Pitt Tunnel. Outbound on the Parkway West is up to speed. No issues right now on 28 or the Parkway North. 65 is back up to speed. Maybe a little bit of a slowdown at the McKees Rocks Bridge. 51 still a little stop and go, but moving pretty well. With AAA Traffic, I'm Heather Zambito on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Adventure awaits, and the 2025 Subaru Outback Onyx is ready at Bowser Subaru to take you wherever you want to go. Take home a 2025 Subaru Outback Onyx from Bowser Subaru and get 1.9% APR for 72 months. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Subaru today and take advantage of this limited time offer. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer dock fee of $477 applies. With credit approval and financing through SMFL. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends October 1st. BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru. Route 51 South on top of the hill.
Is your lawn equipment ready for the 2026 season? Don't wait till spring. Bring it to Penn Hills Rental and get 25% off any service now through December 31st. Mowers, trimmers, blowers, whatever you got, they'll get it running like new. Fast, affordable, and done right. Swing by Penn Hills Rental and save big while you still can at 11125 Frankstown Road or call 412-242-6777. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 412-242-6777.
Perry Calder Law Firm, the best in the business. 412-281-4200.
Brought to you by Moderna.
Mnexspike, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna, is now available and easy to find near you. To learn more, visit mnexspike.com. That's MNEXSPIKE.com.
I have too many bills with high interest rates. What should I do?
Use your home equity. With a Dollar Bank home equity loan, you can consolidate everything into one fixed monthly payment with a great rate. Plus, get up to 90 days until your first payment is due.
You can do that with home equity?
Yep. Our loan expert helped us through the whole process.
I can breathe easier already.
Talk to a Dollar Bank loan expert today or visit dollar.bank/borrow. Dollar Bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Interest continues to accrue during the 90 days and your monthly payment and loan APR may increase.
Football season's here. My friends at Coit are ready to tackle the dirt in your home, folks. Right now, 50% off all drapery cleaning, 35% off all other Coit cleaning services, including takedown, cleaning, rehanging. Call Coit, 1-800-FOR-COIT, 1-800-FOR-COIT. 50% off drapery cleaning, 35% off all other Coit services. Get your home Coit clean.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, I'm jazzed about this. Time to stock that freezer with the freshest choice meats in the burg. Thanks to Salem's Market and Grill in the Strip. Amazing place. Lamb chops, steaks cut to order, prime rib, ground meat, wings, and so much more. I'm telling you, the meat is as fresh as you can get, and the prices do not blow your budget. Order online. Use their app to arrange pickup or delivery. Or visit Salem's at 29th and Penn in the Strip and grab lunch. Open 7 days a week. Free parking right next door.
There's no place like home and no place you'd rather be than at Steelers Style, presented by your neighborhood Ford store, PNC, UPMC, and UPMC Health Plan. Be a part of the largest and most anticipated fundraising event of the year, benefiting Steelers charities. Get your tickets now at Steelers.com/Steelers Style.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Performers are performers. They pay a lot of money in taxes. And I think it's ignorant, quite frankly, and onerous and illegal to make them pay just to play football in a stadium when they're already paying that 1%. And guess what? The state Supreme Court agrees with me. Finally, they listen to our show. And guess what? The city's already soaked $80 million out of this shenanigans. If I'm Taylor Swift, and my man Patrick pointed this out, her concert was massive. They could owe her millions of dollars. And let me say this, too. She ain't no dummy. In fact, a brilliant businesswoman. If I'm a jock or a rapper or a Taylor Swift, I'm coming. I want my money. I want it now. No leadership, man. No planning, no common sense. Jimbo's here, decades in the political world, and he's my guru for this stuff. It's just flat out ignorant by definition for them to think they could live off this and not worry about it blowing back, isn't it, sir?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's, I've been saying this for, I can't tell you, since its inception.
It's ignorant. And you're not surprised?
No, not at all. I always thought it was illegal all the way back when. And it was a money grab off of it.
Right on. Hold on. It's an illegal, shifty, shady money grab, isn't it, sir?
Absolutely. No question about it. They saw a chance to take these guys' money. I mean, what if they do that every time they got to play and
Thank
they
you.
will not even play?
Thank you. Come on, man. What are we doing here?
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's ignorant and it's lazy. And now, my man, and Jim, you know the city's lack of resources as much as anyone. Now, they're squeezed even more, sir. And by the way, Jimbo, if I'm Taylor Swift or anyone else, I want my money, don't you?
Well, the thing about it is they got some pretty sharp attorneys, all of them. Yep. One of them is going to say, hey, wait a minute, there's some money here.
Millions and millions of dollars. So what's the city to do, man? Jim, stating the obvious here, it appears as if we are heading for a massive a financial cliff. Are we not, sir?
There's no question about it. I mean, Pete Flaherty, I'm going to take you back a little bit here.
Loved him.
He was one
loved him because my father loved him. Go ahead.
Well, Pete kicked the can down the road a lot.
I like
people don't want to pay anymore. And then when Dick Caligiuri got in, he straightened out the finances of this city. He got some really sharp guys running the business of this town. The town got right. Then all of a sudden, every mayor since Dick has kicked the can down the road.
Wow. And your vibe, is Corey willing to cut? Are you feeling that vibe? I don't know. I'd be guessing.
He's probably in the worst position of any mayor in my lifetime, and I'm going to tell you why.
Please.
Number one, he's trying to pander now to all the people who were for Ed. He's trying to solidify that left wing to be part of his wing.
By the way, to Jimbo's point, as an example, I was told through back channels this ignorant plan to screw up the Strip District with this one lane. I was told Corey doesn't want to make the bike people angry, so he won't take them on. To your point, sir. He's placating them.
That's exactly right. See, he was lucky when he got elected because, and I'm guilty of this myself, we saw his dad in him, the more moderate base of the city. So we went along with it. But now that he got us in his corner, now he wants to bring that left-wing agenda in. And to be honest with you, he's shown me no courage to stand up to them. The Strip District people, you're hurting that business by doing what they're doing for no reason at all. So what's going to happen here? Now he's in a situation where he's going to have to raise the taxes.
Right on. Or cut everything. Or cut everything.
So what is he going to do?
I don't know.
If he don't watch himself, he may be out the door in one term as well.
It could get ugly.
People right now, Marty, people are very angry right now, particularly after Sarah just dumped on us.
Completely agree. I love Jimbo. I'm not disrespecting Corey. He hasn't even stepped into office yet, but it ain't going to be easy, man. I'm so glad I got my brother Anthony on the phone. This is ugly, isn't it, my man?
Yeah, but the Murphy administration was warned. That's where it started under.
Oh, is that true?
We
See,
told
I
it
was
was
looking for some history
unconstitutional.
here. So we're $80 million into this, brother. $80 million.
Yes, and if these folks say, well, we're going to make it retroactive to the time y'all start taking it, it'll bankrupt the city. The city will file for bankruptcy. They could not able to afford this. They did it to rappers and athletes. Here's what they thought. Nobody will care. These guys make millions of dollars.
I agree.
But Marty, this happened in other cities years ago where it was found unconstitutional. It just finally caught up to the Commonwealth. But this was coming. This was a tsunami that was coming.
Hey, my man.
So what they do now, I don't know.
So, my man, you know this. Someone like Taylor Swift, she doesn't mess around. She's coming for her money, brother. She's coming.
Swift? All those ball players? You think those guys are stupid? You think their union is stupid?
Thank you.
They watch that court case.
Thank you. Quarterbacks, hockey players, please. Rappers, massive stars.
Man,
massive.
This is way bigger. Yeah, listen, I am concerned what's happening in the Strip District, but if these folks want their money back, we'll bankrupt Pitts. We will file for bankruptcy.
Hold on. This is why I love this, man. This is 10x what's happening in the Strip, because they'll win, and they'll want $80 million. Now, $80 million, brother. Not $2 million, $80 million. And they'll be right.
This is a dark day, man.
And
but
Anthony, they'll be right. They'll be right in the they'll win. Sure.
Marty, we told you can't tax visitors more than you do residents. You can't do that. We have a tax on us. Even if you live in the suburbs, you do business in the city, you're taxed a small percentage.
Right.
Okay. Right. But they were charging them triple and quadruple.
My man. Hey, Anthony, I say it all the time. Ignorant by definition.
Yeah. But you know what? I may be moving out of here, man, because this city is not going to be, they're not going to be able to pay for anything, man, if these folks want their money back. Make it retroactive.
It could be brutal.
I may have to move out with you. You guys may have to make some room in the cellar for me.
My man, you're welcome to my house any day. You know that. Anthony is family.
House stealing. It's a nightmare that's real. It's the FBI's term for thieves stealing your home's title and draining your equity. Just one fake document filed with a recorder, and scammers can own your home on paper, drain your equity, and do it all without you even knowing. Imagine waking up to a foreclosure or eviction notice. Listen to former title thief Matt Cox.
What people don't realize is the ease in which this crime can happen. I can take the deed to your house and I can transfer that deed into my name. It's a great crime, and it's happening all the time.
So how can you stop the nightmare and protect yourself? Find out if you're already a victim now at HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code RADIO and get a 30-day free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, a title scan, and access to a title specialist, a $250 value. Don't wait. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now, promo code RADIO.
That leaf pile is 100 feet tall. Your dad can't handle this. Not without the right equipment.
Yard work piling up? Gear up for fall with John Deere. Get $750 off select mowers, $2,000 off select Gator UVs, and $3,000 off select compact tractors.
Did I hear your dad got a John Deere? Yep, bad day to be a leaf pile.
Gear up for fall at an authorized John Deere dealer, now through September 30th. Learn more at johndeere.com/gearupforfall.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 65 and cloudy at 11:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. The FBI and SWAT officers served a search warrant this morning at a Wilkinsburg home. The Bureau says it is investigating specific threats of violence and harm directed at law enforcement personnel in western Pennsylvania following a recent officer-involved shooting. An FBI statement says specifics about the investigation, the exact location of the operation, or the names of anyone arrested will not be released until charges are filed. A man was wounded late last night in Lawrenceville. Police say the victim arrived at Allegheny General around 11:45 p.m. and had 2 gunshot wounds in the back. He was in critical condition but later upgraded to stable. Investigators say the shooting may have taken place in the 5700 block of Butler Street, and detectives are reviewing video from that area. The state Supreme Court has struck down the so-called jock tax. It's Pittsburgh's levy on out-of-town athletes and other performers. Controller Rachel Heisler says the city should respond to the revenue loss by focusing on growth and containing costs.
We need to not chase small, unreliable streams of revenue, and we need to focus on securing voluntary contributions from our large nonprofits.
Instead of the jock tax, the city will collect a 1% earned income tax from visiting athletes and performers. Moonlit Burgers is expanding to the East End. Pittsburgh Business Times report says the new location, which started as a pandemic pop-up, will replace the former Primanti Brothers space on Penn Avenue by the end of the year. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 246 points at 46,193. The Nasdaq is up 4 points and the S&P ahead by 21. KDKA Radio News Time 11:32. Our next update at noon. I'm Paul Rasmussen on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio KDKA.
Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall Museum recognizes Pennsylvania's combat veterans who have received medals for gallantry. With this Hall of Valor moment, here's the Education Director of Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall Museum, Tim Neff.
Staff Sergeant George Fontanesi of Allegheny and Greene County was awarded the Silver Star during World War II near Avellino, Italy on September 15, 1943. Fontanesi, who spoke Italian fluently, operated alone in territory occupied by the enemy, visiting enemy strongpoints and studying their positions. In one instance, He observed the enemy mining a bridge, and after the enemy had left, he effectively disarmed the charge. With information gained on his reconnaissance, he returned to his group of about 12 parachutists and made plans to harass the enemy at night by placing mines on roads constantly used by them. The willingness of Fontanesi to endanger his own safety enabled him and his men to return after 16 days behind enemy lines through heavily patrolled enemy country.
To nominate a qualifying hero for the Hall of Valor, please contact Tim Neff at 412-621-4253 or visit online at soldiersandsailorshall.org.
Hey folks, Marty here, Voss TV and Appliance. You'll find the best prices and selection, name brand TVs and appliances. Third generation family business that's built on relationships, not commissions. From sales, installation at Voss, Rick, Matt, the entire Voss team are experts who know appliances and TVs inside and out. They won't leave you hanging after the sale. Visit Voss, South Hill Showroom, 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS. The best prices guaranteed.
As an athlete, I'm all about performance and my overall health. I've wanted to improve my smile for a while, but I thought braces was the only option. A friend of mine mentioned she was improving her smile with Invisalign, so I checked out with my local orthodontist and found out that Invisalign could work for me as well. After a quick scan, my orthodontist created my Invisalign plan, and I couldn't be more excited to start. Check out Invisalign.com to find a doctor in your neighborhood. It's great that there are trained Invisalign doctors in our own community here. Invisalign.com.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
Little help. A little help over here. Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance. What? Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers. Seriously? Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Well, I'm the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Heather, what's up, my friend?
Yeah, taking a look at the PennDOT traffic cameras, there's a multi-vehicle accident on the Parkway West traveling eastbound toward the airport. It's about 3/4 of a mile before the 576 toll road interchange. There's a lane restriction. Traffic is backing up to almost to McLaren Road on the outbound direction headed toward the airport. Then on the inbound direction, also seeing a delay as folks slow to see what's going on. Closer to town, inbound on the Parkway West is lining up at the Parkway Center on-ramp. Parkway East just slowing at Edgewood Swissvale as you head into the Squirrel Hill Tunnel. With AAA Traffic, I'm Heather Zambito on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
For the rest of today, fog will give way to some sun and a high of 77. Then partly cloudy skies tonight, low 57. Some fog again later on. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Do you like to save money? Do you like fine jewelry? Hi, this is Joe Urbanowitz of Urbanowitz Jewelers inviting you to our 43rd anniversary sale, where you can save up to 40% off. That's right, up to 40% off on most everything. Stop in and see the area's largest unique collection of diamond and gemstone jewelry at prices that can't be beat. We also now carry high-quality, affordable lab-grown diamonds for engagement rings and other finished jewelry. Urbanowitz Jewelers in Peters Township. Hurry, sale ends October 4th.
A trial is 99% preparation, and nobody prepares better than us. Get the good guys, Goodrich and Geist.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. all so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
All right, here we go. It's a Friday. Send you off into the weekend, and a big weekend where it seems like everybody's overseas. But nonetheless, we'll talk about everything on this Friday. Colin Dunlap here, 2 to 6, right here, KDKA.
James Hogan's one of my boys, one of my close friends, lives in the heart of the Rocks, faces dramatic issues. Drugs, overdoses, violence. I sent him this yesterday. I got a couple things I need his spiritual insight and input on. But I sent him this yesterday, which scared the hell out of me and upset me. Listen.
Please start me med. Please start me med. Please start me med. Med unit to the MCV. 61st Avenue to check out a baby that was thrown on the floor.
Units are walking on each other. 2:89 p.m. I copy. Starting medics to the MCV. I'm in McKees Rocks. Give me the details of this call again.
Okay. Woman took her baby, a year old. And the woman was actually tracked down and arrested in the Rocks. And I grabbed the good pastor because he has such faith and such a great spiritual knowledge. And I sent him that. And then a couple other issues about the stabbings and Carrick, because the Rocks has had significant issues as well. And I have him here this morning. I'm just trying to find some light in this darkness, man. I mean, as a pastor and a guy who kind of lives this with battling all this mayhem right outside the doorstep of your great, great church, what the hell is going on? What is the mindset of a young mother who throws her 1-year-old baby at daddy, who's there to be fingerprinted, and she throws him on the cement, the daughter, so she can hit dad in the head and take off? What's going on with us? Are we losing it, honestly, as a culture?
It's not the whole culture, Marty. That's the thing. We can't relate to it, right? And sadly, in a lot of ways, we lack the courage to deal with it. Talk to any cop privately, talk to any judge privately, talk to any talk show host privately, any reporter privately, and they'll tell you almost all of these issues are coming from urban culture. And I have no idea whether this lady, I haven't been able to pay attention. I've been dealing with a funeral, whether this lady's Mexican, black, white, whatever. But I know that they will tell you it all comes from urban culture and fourth and fifth generation single mother households. I mean, it's easy to kind of figure out when she's fighting over the baby at the courthouse with the baby daddy. And
well, to your point, she was actually throwing the baby at him. She was throwing the baby at him, according to the police, because she didn't want the baby.
Right, and most people with the capacity to deal with it are either hamstrung by the voters or they're hamstrung by their companies saying, oh, don't you dare, because we'll be accused of racism, we'll be accused of bigotry. That gets us nowhere. If we can't step up and say, this stuff has to stop, we need more justice, we need more courage to deal with it, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, but how the hell, because you're married to a black woman, you have gorgeous children that are biracial, obviously. You have an insanely successful parish and community, predominantly African-American. How do you pull it off, sir? How do you make it work, sir? How do you find success and hope in an area of failed families, as you call them?
We focus upward. We try to keep people's eyes on where they're going and above the mess around us, because if you get dragged down into it, it's so quick. Even me, I grew up in the Rocks.
Yes.
If I hang out with some of my old buddies for a couple of days in a row, the temptation for my mouth to go gutter is there. The temptation for my thinking to go gutter is there. And I'm trying to bring those guys up, but in a lot of ways they're bringing me down if I spend too much time there. You have to focus in my business on God. You have to focus on getting people focused on how to move forward on a better path.
And you delivered the same message, compelling as hell, which actually had me reach out to you about the urban broken family with regard to Anthony Talton, 16 years old, charged as an adult, tried to stab 3 of his so-called friends to death. You suggest this has been going on forever and is part of this warfare that happens right inside the community, don't you, sir?
Yeah, and again, there's got to be more justice. Like, I understand there are 3 victims here, but if they were sending threats over the internet, they should be charged. And we should make an example of everybody involved in these things by getting them in trouble and making them do time so that other people will say, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to engage in this. But we don't do that. We don't even send them to jail when they shoot somebody. We say, oh, we don't have any beds at Schumann, so go home to your mom. And then we're surprised when they shoot somebody else a week later. It's the whole thing is out of control. This kid, I don't know the circumstances. Right. I don't think any of us outside of it know the circumstances. But when I was in high school in the 80s at Stowe Rocks, 2 kids I went to school with, Chuck Hager and Jimmy Witherow, both died.
Whoa.
Because of fights with quote-unquote unarmed people.
Whoa.
Except one of them was armed with steel-toed boots, and the other one chucked a bottle of Mickey's Big Mouth beer at him and hit him in the temple in a fight on a Friday night. And, he went home and slipped into a coma and was in a coma for years and then finally died. And the other one died the night after the guy kicked him 10 times in the head with his steel-toed boots. So if I'm this kid and I tell my Mom, I don't want to go to school. I'm going to end up in this altercation with multiple people. Mom says, well, you got to go to school, but I'll call. I'm terrified. And I don't know whether this kid was terrified or not, but I would be, because I know that you don't need to have a gun or a knife to kill somebody. All you need is the right pair of shoes.
But my man, the story you're telling is 25 years old, and so it's been going on and not even addressed since you had friends die.
Right, but it's worse now because of social media.
It is.
We say that all the time.
No, it's so true.
The computer era is such a blessing. We can find anything. My kids have never had to go to Pitt's Library during their high school years to do a book report and dig through those little tiny cards. Everything is right at their fingertips. But at the same time, all the garbage is there. And if we don't start making examples of everybody who threatens somebody and then it results in something like this, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse.
But you don't have any of your kids in those schools right outside the steps of your church, do you, sir?
No, I've never sent my kids to the Stowe Rock School District. We homeschooled for a while, and then I reached out to some Christian schools, and they were generous enough to say, hey, we see what you're doing in the Rocks. We'll give you a break on the cost.
For the very reason we're discussing here. You didn't want to send them into that situation.
There have been kids during my children's lifetime who didn't make it home from school alive at Stowe Rocks.
It's true.
And, I've seen that. It's so much worse than it was when I was in school, that we were just like, we want to have an impact. We want our kids to have friends, but we don't want to have to worry about whether our kids are going to make it home from school.
You've heard gunshots from that school. You're right across the street, and you said enough is enough. I ain't doing that, right?
Oh, yeah. They've had gunfire right behind the crowd at football games.
Yes.
Like, there's a street that runs right behind the bleachers.
Been there.
And you've seen nothing until you've seen an entire bleacher, 100 yards long, full of people trying to scramble because there's gunfire right behind their back.
Hey, my man, you're a hell of a spiritual leader. But I got to tell you, man, I have a difficult time finding any sort of hope through God or prayer or anything for that 1-year-old that woman threw on the cement yesterday trying to get even with her boyfriend, her baby's daddy. I just do. It's scary and unsettling and unnerving and maddening all at the same time, sir, isn't it?
It is. She has a long road ahead in difficult circumstances, but I hear testimonies from people all the time whose circumstances were horrible, and somebody got them plugged into God and their life changed, and they became a leader in their community. They became a mogul in a business. They there is an opportunity for God to turn this around, but not if somebody doesn't reach out to this kid as the kid grows and make contact and start investing in them.
Pastor James Hogan, my brother. Thanks, my man. Truth to power. Thank you, sir.
Hey, have a great day.
All right, my man.
All right.
Scary.
Bye.
That baby's 1 year old. How much hope does she have? Don't know. Iffy. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser and Genesis. Heather, what's up?
Yeah, we have a multi-vehicle accident on the Parkway West. It's about 3/4 of a mile east of the 576 toll road interchange heading toward the airport. There is a lane restriction. It looks like we might have a lane restricted in both directions. The outbound or westbound side delays stretch almost back to McLaren. The inbound side is slowing just past the 576 toll interchange. Closer to town, Parkway West inbound is stacking up at the runaway truck sand pile. Over on the Parkway East, traffic is lining up at Edgewood Swissvale. No issues right now on the Parkway North or 28. And keep in mind, Parkway North ramps to and from the Fort Duquesne Bridge are restricted to single lanes until 3 o'clock today. With AAA Traffic, I'm Heather Zambito on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. TNC Supply.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
This year's senior class is back at homecoming, reunited and protected with mNEXSpike, the new COVID-19 vaccine from Moderna for adults 65 and older. That's because these seniors know they face the highest risk of severe COVID. mNEXSpike, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA, is a COVID-19 vaccine for people 65 and older and for 12 to 64-year-olds at high risk for severe COVID. You shouldn't get mNEXSpike if you've had an allergic reaction to a previous Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. Rare cases of inflammation of the heart muscle and outer lining have been reported. Common side effects include pain at the injection site, tiredness, headache, muscle or joint pain, chills, nausea, vomiting, and underarm swelling or soreness. mNEXSpike may not protect everyone. This year's senior class came ready with a COVID-19 vaccine that helps them keep showing up. mNEXSpike from Moderna, here for the senior class. Visit mnexspike.com to schedule your vaccine today. That's mnexspike.com.
Tune in this Sunday morning at 8 for the Coons Cooking Hour with Rob Pratt and the Coons Market team, discussing your favorite beers and sausage recipes for Oktoberfest. It's the Coons Cooking Hour presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends, weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The original Yinzer dogs are here for your next tailgate.
Yinzer Dogs, Stanley P. Kachowski Kobasi, Babushka Mama Pierogies, and Yinzer Halushki are all available at your favorite Giant Eagle and Market District. Plus, stay tuned for our grand opening of our new original Yinzer Dogs location in Cranberry. And pretty soon, down the Strip District. It's pure Pittsburgh. Join Dan Marino, Jimmy Crenn, and me, and our Yinzer team. Check us out at originalyinzerdogs.com.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. Moonlit Burgers is set to take over the former Primanti Brothers space in Garfield by the end of the year, expanding the local burger chain's reach to the East End. What first began as a smash burger pop-up during COVID-19 has evolved to a growing brick-and-mortar business, opening in Dormont in 2021 before expanding to Uptown the next year and Sewickley over the summer. Now it's coming to Garfield, taking over 5491 Penn Avenue, which housed a Primanti Brothers that closed in June. Also, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court handed an assist to visiting athletes on Thursday when it struck down Pittsburgh's jock tax, a decision that will likely cause more headaches for local government. The jock tax, officially known as the non-resident sports facility usage fee, is a controversial 3% fee that's levied on all out-of-town athletes and entertainers who play and perform in local venues. Justice David Wecht wrote the opinion for the court, which found the tax unconstitutional because it violates the state constitution's uniformity clause. That clause mandates that taxpayers should be treated similarly. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to pittsburghbusinesstimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
In a developing story that's also critical to so many of us, and that is security. And my concern for, quite frankly, personal friends that they become the governor, our senators and congressmen, and the fact that they're only getting $5,000 a month for their own personal safety, which is ignorant by definition. And I had to grab Ron Layton at the last minute because for the first time, the budget for Capitol Police will go past $1 billion. And inside a piece that Politico just broke, and I wanted to, this is what Ron was talking about yesterday. One leader said, to hell with it. I got to secure my own house, and it's cost him over $150,000. Ron Layton joining us. It's going to come to that if they want to feel safe, is it not, Ron?
Hey, Marty. Good morning. Thanks for having me back on. So so much of this, and we don't like this area of the conversation, but we're forced to talk about money. When we see the tragic taking of a life, we go, what happened? And then once we understand what happened, we have to put measures in place. Well, those measures cost money. So let's put dollars into perspective. The U.S. Secret Service is the organization that everybody knows and understands protects the president and a bunch of other people. Well, that's about 50, 51, 52. What is referred to inside the business is protectees. So in order to do 52 protectees at a standard that's acceptable to the agency, to the American public, the vicinity of the Secret Service budget right now is about $4 billion.
Wow.
To protect 52 people. Oh, wow. Now, the Secret Service does a bunch of other things. Investigations at its core, that big cellular network that was broken up in New York, and all of those things are great. So let's transfer that to the U.S. Capitol Police. You're telling me $1 billion.
Wow.
How many people are up there? 535.
Oh, wow. Perspective.
So that's exactly. So that's my take.
Wow.
That's the perspective. And it's labor intensive, it's expensive, but what you're telling me really is a drop in the bucket.
And this one Republican, he said, hell with it. I spent $150,000 just to secure my own house. Damn.
So many of these, particularly the new congressional folks, some of them are wealthy people, but many are not. Many, you wouldn't know who they were. But Marty, even for a wealthy person, in order to do this right, you're talking about thousands and thousands of dollars a day for just general protection. I told you the standard armored car is $250,000. So the point is, let's equate it again: $1 billion to 535 people that need protected, versus more in line with what the Secret Service does. And we're not saying that everybody needs that level of protection. But that's $4 billion for 52
It's unbelievable.
people. So what's that tell you?
And before I run out of time here, I appreciate you doing this on such late notice. So Mike Johnson's saying they're going to give $25,000 a month to certain congressmen. That ain't enough, right? There's no way.
It's not enough, but I got to tell you, it's certainly trending in the right direction because when he says certain, what that really means to me is that they're looking at a risk-based approach. So the Congress folks who have the higher threat assessments are going to get more money. I think I suggested that about a month ago.
No, you're right.
That's probably the way to do it because what we're looking at, it's finite resources, and there's only so much money to go around. And that's the daily operations in terms of how you do protection. Now, the point is, when there's a tragedy, like we've seen recently over the last 6 months, nobody wants to hear about money until, of course, you got to spend money, and that's where we are.
Ron Layton, my brother, thanks for the quick call, man. Appreciate the truth.
Absolutely. Thanks.
It's frightening.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
Bumble, who spilled the dip dish? Oh, it's football season, tailgate season, and when you're having a little tailgate in your house and people will spill, you need to call Zero Res. Or kids coming in and out, back to school, they got you. Zero Res will clean up the pizza spills, puppy padiddles, and they can get all of that out of your carpets or any of your surfaces. And don't forget your air ducts. This is Larry Richard for Zero Res. Call today. Take advantage of the KDKA special. Pittsburgh's ultimate carpet cleaner is Zero Res. Get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned starting at $129 and take $75 off your air duct cleaning, too. Zero Res. Make sure you mention KDKA when you call 412-701-1188. 412-701-1188. Score big with Zero Res. Spell it backward or forward, it spells the same. Zero Res.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, ShopRite, or online at Amazon or at newnordicusa.com.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA Pittsburgh, W261AX, Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 68 and partly cloudy at 12 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. The FBI and SWAT officers served a search warrant this morning at a Wilkinsburg home. The Bureau says it is investigating specific threats of violence and harm directed at law enforcement personnel in western Pennsylvania following a recent officer-involved shooting. An FBI statement says specifics about the investigation, the exact location of the operation, or the names of anyone arrested will not be released until charges are filed. Now we're learning more about Starbucks' plan to close almost 190 locations around the U.S. An unofficial list published by USA Today shows about a dozen closures in the Pittsburgh area, including locations on the south side, Lawrenceville, and the waterfront. You can see the entire list now at KDKAradio.com. The Starbucks stores reportedly will shut down starting on Sunday. The Federal Reserve's primary inflation gauge is up slightly from a year earlier. The Commerce Department reports its personal consumption expenditures price index was 2.7% in August, up from 2.6% a year earlier, an increase expected by forecasters. And on Wall Street, right now, the Dow is ahead on that news, 162 points at 46,109. The Nasdaq is now down 50 points, and the S&P is up about 7. An engine starter that can overheat is prompting BMW to recall nearly 2,000 vehicles. WWJ's Jeff Gilbert has more from Detroit.
BMW has had several of what it describes as thermal events, but no injuries. Dealers will replace the engine starter, which can corrode. This affects a number of 2019 through 22 BMW models and also the Toyota Supra, which was built as a joint venture between Toyota and BMW.
Owners, by the way, have been told to park their vehicles outside until they can be repaired. In a rare move in high school football, Fox Chapel has asked for a mercy rule ahead of tonight's game with Powerhouse Pine Richland. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has details.
Citing concerns over player safety and mental stress, Fox Chapel requested that quarters 2 through 4 be shortened from 12 to 8 minutes after suffering a 71-0 loss to Pine Richland last year and starting this season 0-2. Pine Richland agreed to the request, and the decision sparked debate. Critics online argue it sends the wrong message, especially for a 5A program. Pine Richland head coach John Ladon addressed concerns ahead of the upcoming conference matchup, saying in part, "Make no mistake, we will continue to play our brand of football. While we have no control over the schedule, this is a conference game, and we intend to execute our game plan from start to finish." Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
In KDKA Sports, Peter Township hosts Upper St. Clair on the high school football game of the week. KDKA kickoff starts at 6, and the Pirates will start their final series of the season tonight in Atlanta. First pitch at 7:15. The Penguins will host the Red Wings in preseason play. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. Need a new roof or just want to repair a small leak? Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:03. Time to call Penn Hills Rental for the Toro end of summer sale on all Toro lawn equipment. Call today or stop in at Penn Hills Rental. 68, partly cloudy in Pittsburgh. AccuWeather's forecast next.
The end of summer sale means big savings tomorrow at EV True Value Hardware in Bethel Park. 20% off Harmony Organic Insect Control. 20% off Sniper, your hospital-grade virus and killer. Introducing Knockout. 20% off this multi-purpose odor eliminator. Come for the savings, come for the cookout, come for the book sale to benefit the Bethel Park Public Library. All happening at EV True Value Hardware in beautiful Bethel Park tomorrow.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
For the rest of today, fog will give way to some sun and a high of 77, then partly cloudy skies tonight, low 57, some fog again later on. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hey, folks, it's Marty Griffin. You're going to get help here. What's stopping people from filing bankruptcy? My friend Harold Shepley has the answer.
So many times people, they want to pick up the phone. They know they need help, but they're afraid of losing their car, afraid of losing their house. They're worried about their credit, or they're just simply embarrassed. And bankruptcy helps you keep those things. We can get your credit back in just a few short months. And believe it or not, about half of your friends have already filed bankruptcy.
Check them out at ShepleyLaw.com.
You're at the pharmacy counter. You plan to head for vacation, but insurance says it's too soon to refill. The copay's higher than last time, again. And now they need a prior authorization, so you wait and wait for something you needed today. At Blueberry Pharmacy, we cut all that out. No insurance games, no delays, just upfront pricing, fast delivery to Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, and Florida, and real people who actually help, like me. Call or text 412-612-2279 or visit blueberrypharmacy.com and breathe easy again.
Looking for a ride that's ready for anything Pittsburgh throws your way? Then it's time to meet the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester at Bowser Subaru. The 2025 Subaru Forester Premium and its symmetrical all-wheel drive provides the confidence to explore from muddy trails to long stretches of highway. And with 2.9% APR for 48 months, you don't want to miss it. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Subaru today and take advantage of this limited time offer with credit approval and financing through SMFL. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends October 1st. Now that's the power of Bowser. Take a test drive today at Bowser Subaru.
Oh, that's the power of Bowser.
BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
The 50,000 watt voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
One of the most beautiful things you'll ever see in your life is the, and it's also so horribly tragic and so difficult, is the funeral for fallen heroes, police officers. And this funeral in York yesterday, my boys who were there from Pittsburgh, some of the motorcycle guys, and the others sent unbelievably emotional video. It's hard, man, when you're very close to cops, as I've been for at least 25 years. And I've seen, and it started when I was really young, when a close friend who was a Dallas cop was killed right there in the middle of the street, right when I arrived on the scene. I saw him laying there. And to see this over this career of mine is, and the pain, and every time I see one of these funerals, it rips your heart out. And cops have become more and more targeted in a more and more volatile environment, which had me reaching out to Bob Schwartzwalder, who has been a reliable source and a friend of mine for more than 20 years now, and has seen these tragic funerals and is watching what's happening with funding for police officers and for protecting citizens, and the numbers and the strain on cops. Very, very difficult times right now, is it not, Bob?
It most certainly is, Marty. And thank you for that nice tribute you paid to those York officers. It was much appreciated.
You had a bunch of people there yesterday.
Yeah, yes, we did. We had a large motorcycle contingent and just officers that just wanted to go pay respects to the family.
You know, and you know this because you're tight with so many of them and they love you, is that a bunch of cops said, we don't even know, and they weren't being jerks. We don't even know if we have enough people that we can take off the streets to send there. It's, hey, not to be a goof, but it's that tight right now, staffing in Pittsburgh, sir. Right? It is.
It's atrocious. The city's strategy is, if we can't fill the positions, we'll just keep cutting the budgeted number of positions. That's their answer. So right now, I would tell you this: everybody that's being paid, receiving a paycheck, and that's from the chief down to the newest recruit in the police academy. There's 748 total officers. That's everybody from the chief to the newest recruit. You subtract 53 recruits that are, in some semblance of training, and you eliminate the command staff and so on. You're talking, mid 600s that are doing all the police needs of the entire city right now.
Not to be a jerk here, but isn't sustainable or what you would like, in fairness, 900, sir?
Well, it all depends on the workload that the city has. I don't know if you caught the article the other day. They call us one of the festival capitals of the United States. You see that? Yeah. Well, you know how they do it, though. Well, they do it because they just can't. Yeah, they just cancel days off and change shifts and do all these things. And I know some of your listeners call and say, Bob's just crying to you, Marty. But that's the cold, hard reality you and I have had this conversation before. Yeah. In order for them to police the city with the wants that they have, I call it the wants that the administration wants, they just say, well, we don't really care about the contractor officers' livelihoods or their family lives or their children or whatever they're engaged in. Hey, they took the job, so this isn't the United States military. That's a completely different world. When you join the military, you deploy, you recognize all that. There's different things that are affected there. But here in the city, they just figure you're an indentured servant, and then you just do what we want when we want you to do it.
Well, and then stuff comes down like yesterday with this jock tax, and they might have to pay these guys $80 million. And all I think of is all they do is cut. And all you want to do is hire more cops and pay them more. Those two don't converge, sir, and make for a happy ending, do they, sir? This could get ugly, real ugly, uglier than it is now, sir.
And Marty, and that is accurate, and that is why, you've heard me say this before on your show, and I've said it, anytime I'm interviewed, they took $335 million that President Biden and President Trump, earmarked during the pandemic. The city is the 68th largest city in the country. Do you know they received the 16th highest in the country's COVID relief money? So they're 68th in size and population, right, in the country. But they got the 16th highest dollar amount in the country, on par with a little bit less than New York, Houston, some huge cities. And they had all this money. Where did it go?
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone, brother. It's gone by dawn, as you know.
At last check, when I looked at the ARPA spending money in June 30th of this year, of 2025, they still had $35 million left of that money. But here's the problem. They don't have any of it earmarked for public safety. And I'm not just talking about police.
No, they don't.
So I could think, but paramedics, firefighters, the two very, very good groups of public safety servants. And they did not earmark any money for those two groups either.
Hey, to get down to the dirt in this,
sure.
And I sent you some sound and then did some background last week. There were several incidents downtown, and there were no cops downtown. None. They had to bring cops from outside of downtown to answer calls. Hey, Bob, this is no BS. This is now reaching kind of a critical mass, sir, a breaking point where, we don't have anyone for that call. And check this out. Last night, the Lululemon, which is the favorite store of thieves, they get ripped off every night, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Didn't even have a patrol car to go to a robbery of $3,000. Sent it to that unit that records everything. This is where we're at, brother. It sucks, Bob. Bob, it sucks.
It's not getting any better because I told you the strategy of this current administration is we can't meet the staffing needs of what we want to do. So all we're going to do is just keep cutting budgeted positions. And that's their answer. They say, well, see, we're within budget. We're within budget. And you said, but you don't have anybody. You don't.
Well, how can you not have someone downtown, brother?
Marty, I'm in agreement. They know where the problems are.
Come on, man.
The calls come in. This isn't rocket science.
No.
Somebody picks up the phone and calls 911.
Right.
That call pings into 911. 911 can locate the caller via cell phone from a tower or from a direct landline, and they could say, okay, that call is generating from here. Well, then you get this volume of calls, right? It's not rocket. This is not. You don't have to be a genius, or an MIT graduate, and you could go right down and say, okay, we have X amount of calls, whether it's 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. Well, that's where you have to flood.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to support the downtown area, hey, this is funny. I was just reviewing this the other day. They say on St. Patrick's Day, right in the ops order, there will be 14 hours of heavy drinking. 14 hours of heavy drinking on the North Shore. And we just want you all to be aware of that in the operations order because I'm preparing for some arbitration. So these things are going on, and here's what you say. Yeah, so what? So what? Come on in, party. Come on in. Hey, listen, bring your coolers. Just come on in. We're just going to have a good time.
All right, can you hang through the break?
Sure, Mark.
Yeah, I got to talk to him about this woke crap about they're building some secret friggin' training facility. We don't want a cop city here. Has anybody here, because I have, been to that old beat-up, mold-infested, dark crap, no air conditioning cop training facility? Come on, man. We're going to talk about that as soon as we come back. It's just ignorant to make it like cops are doing something grimy by wanting a training facility, for God's sakes.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
So, my experience at Diamonds Direct has been magnificent. And I give credit to one woman, Melanie Burke. She's unbelievable. Melanie is the best salesperson in that business I've ever met in my entire life. Melanie, hand-picked, hand-selected, the diamond engagement ring and wedding bands for my niece and her husband. Just got married 2 weekends ago. Insanely beautiful. She's amazing. My wife, my sister, my daughters, amazing. And this month, if you go to see her, Diamonds Direct, no interest on what you buy until 2030. Come on, man. You get that ring, the diamond upgrade, the piece of fine jewelry, no interest until 2030. Wedding bands, fashion jewelry. This is amazing. No interest till 2030. Diamonds Direct, right across from the Ross Park Mall, right across on McKnight Road. Love the place.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial # law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Here's what I love about Oakmont Bakery. So, Mark Sorreo is the bakery king. JK is the restaurant king in Oakmont. So, JK turns 60. Guess who made him his cake? Mark Sorreo, Oakmont Bakery. The cake was bespoke, handmade, homemade, anything JK wanted. I love the fact that two men that work so hard that make Oakmont such a wonderful place can celebrate JK's 60th birthday. Oakmont Bakery, where everything is delicious.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Football season's here. My friends at Coit are ready to tackle the dirt in your home, folks. Right now, 50% off all drapery cleaning, 35% off all other Coit cleaning services, including takedown, cleaning, rehanging. Call Coit, 1-800-FOR-COIT, 1-800-FOR-COIT. 50% off drapery cleaning, 35% off all other Coit services. Get your home Coit clean.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information. Amazing.
CBS Eye on Veterans from ConnectingVets.com. Marine Corps Special Operations veteran Brian Buckley has gone to Washington, D.C. many times to inspire lawmakers to lessen the restrictions on cannabis for veterans. And he describes a bill awaiting passage that gives him hope.
It is called the State Reform Act. And essentially what it will do is deschedule cannabis.
It would allow the VA doctors to prescribe cannabis to veterans, and it has a 3% federal tax on it, which is completely doable because once cannabis moves to a Schedule 3 or below, we no longer have to deal with tax code 280E. That way you can move your money around legally. Again, 3%, not that big of a deal.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, we offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options to cover your small business needs and more. Visit Progressive.com today.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
People are so ignorant, man. I wish I could take all of you haters out there, you wokesters, put you on a damn bus and take you down to the police training facility. Man. It's like the Model T of training facilities. Grimy, dirty, no AC, horrible cramped spaces, no heat, antiquated crap. But what happens with the wokesters is they find out some developers putting this plan together. They had some plan that they alleged had activist surveillance. And the feds would be coming in and Trump would take over. So now we decide with this stupid catchphrase, cop city, like that's a bad thing. Oh, no. Oh, no. A modern facility where we could train modern cops. Oh, no, the horror. Hey, Bob, if it wasn't true, it'd be laughable. But it's true. These idiots. What the hell do they First of all, describe the current joint and how old and beat up it is.
Well, we operate on duct tape and spray glue.
Yes, sir.
You know, so that's what we're using. And in spite of that, you know, the trainers and the men and women that wear this uniform do, I think, an outstanding job.
Well, you're one of them. You do a hell of a job.
Right. Yeah. And I'm biased, but here's the reality, Marty. When you look at any major Sentinel incident that occurs in the country, use of force related, et cetera, what is the very first thing that hits the media? The very first thing. How are they trained? Right. How are they equipped? How did this go this way? Right. So because then you want to have police officers are one of those professions that you make decisions in extremely compressed time frames with potentially life-altering outcomes.
Sure.
Right? That's what police officers do. Right. So let's not train them then. But yet everything from president. From every document that's has been written by every president since I've been a cop, well over 30 plus years. Any bad incident that occurs, they go after the training, the equipment, those types of things.
Right.
Well, people pay taxes for three major reasons. You understand it, like infrastructure, the rule and regulation making authority, and public safety. That's why they pay taxes. Well, you have to have the police, fire, and paramedics trained appropriately in order to perform the function you want them to serve. And that's what that facility is. It's not Cop City.
Come on, man. What the hell is that?
It's a public safety training facility.
It gives this damn connotation like you got stripper poles and gambling machines, for God's sakes. You're trying to train the damn cops in a place that's modern, for God's sakes, Bob. Come on, man. What are we doing here?
Well, and that just goes, when you talk about ignorance, that just goes to tell you how ignorant people are of the Constitution. Because the police have to operate within constitutional parameters and policy parameters. And if they don't, things happen, and it happens badly. That's how officers' careers get ended, and so on and so forth. So for people to make statements without, and of course it's this internet culture and social media culture. Hey, I say it's so, and it's on social media, therefore it is. It's true. But they have no evidence of what they're saying.
None.
They have no. But you know, politicians and everybody get nervous. Like I just saw a comment. I'll leave the name out of it for now, but it was in a newspaper. Well, we're focusing on police and fire because, we're focusing on EMS and fire right now because everybody loves EMS and fire. EMS and fire do nothing negative. Think about it, Marty.
Thank you.
What does EMS and fire do? A firefighter come in, cut a hole in your roof, put 100,000 gallons of water and completely flood your home, and you'll go, I love that guy.
I love that guy.
But if a police officer tows your car, you know, you're going to get the opposite, right? You're going to get the opposite. Right?
Breaks up a fight at your house, gets shot at. I get it.
Right. So if you don't want a training facility, if you don't want
then
good
you don't want a police department.
Then don't complain. Then don't complain if when cops make mistakes and errors. Don't complain. You got to train them, and you got to have the facilities to train them appropriately. That's
truth to power. My man Bob, always a pleasure, buddy. Thank you, sir.
All right, Marty. Listen, have a great weekend. Thanks for having me.
The best ever.
Hi, this is Les Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management. Every week, I change the message on our building sign, and one of my favorites is, "You're never too old to set another goal or dream a new dream." It's so true. I was 63 on the day my daughter Sarah, son Lester, and I realized a big new dream. We opened the doors to our family-owned investment firm. I'd grown increasingly dissatisfied at our Wall Street brokerage, pressured by the priorities of a big firm. We craved a more intimate environment where we could focus on what matters most. Relationships with our clients. Sarah and I are certified financial planners, and Lester is a chartered financial analyst. We deliver big resources in a personalized environment where you're important to all of us. Firms turn over all the time. Advisors turn over. We don't. We're headquartered in the South Hills of Pittsburgh. We live here and we work here in the building that we bought together. It's our family helping your family. Find out more at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Have some exterior home improvement problems and just don't know who to call? Call PJ Fitzpatrick to diagnose and fix your problems. PJ will come to your home with a complete shop on their truck, and they can fix it all on the same day. Poorly sealed windows, overflowing gutters, rotted trim, and leaking roofs. This is the time to call the home repair experts at PJ Fitzpatrick. No job too big or too small. Visit them at trustpj.com. With over 45 years of experience, they'll fix it right the first time. Visit trustpj.com and stay off the ladders.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 72 degrees at 12:30. I'm David Ballarado. As was expected, Pittsburgh Regional Transit's board voted today to amend its 2025-26 budget. By doing so, it's able to act on the permission it received from PennDOT to move money from its capital budget to its operating budget to prevent service cuts from going into effect next February. Fares have been slated to go up by 9% and service reduced by 35%. PRT says a long-term funding solution is still needed for its financial stability. A 74-year-old man was brutally assaulted this week in a Cranberry hotel. News Radio KDKA's Paul Rasmussen has more.
Police say the elderly victim was walking back to his room Wednesday at the Quality Inn when 27-year-old Jacob O'Brien punched him in the face repeatedly, bit him on the back and neck with enough force to break skin and leave teeth marks, and screamed he was going to kill him. When the man fell on his back, O'Brien reportedly strangled him for a few seconds before other hotel guests pulled him away. Cranberry police say the attack was unprovoked and the two did not know each other. O'Brien is in the Butler County Prison charged with felony, aggravated assault, and more. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio KDKA.
The Steelers-Viking game in Dublin this weekend is drawing the interest of many Pittsburghers, and it's not all about football. Southwestern Pennsylvania Commission Executive Director Rich Fitzgerald says 400,000 people in the region can trace their ancestry to Ireland.
1 in 6 people in this region have some connection. It might be back a century, it might be back a couple of decades, but there's an interest.
In addition, Fitzgerald says over 400 Irish companies are located in Pennsylvania, employing more than 17,000 workers. Stocks are rallying at this hour. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 290 points. The NASDAQ is up 27, and the S&P 500 higher by 26. KDK Radio News Time 12:31. Our next update at 1. I'm David Ballarado on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
Summers in Pittsburgh are great, but you don't want to spend it painting, so do what Don did. He called Rhino Shield.
Well, the home was built in 1948. Paint on the aluminum siding was peeling, and I couldn't find anyone who would repaint it until I called Rhino Shield.
Rhino Shield's better than paint. And the crew?
Painted all my aluminum siding, and I've got a front porch that runs the whole length of the house and all the pillars. And once they were gone, I couldn't even tell that they were there.
And right now, you can get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 10% off the regular price. Plus, there's more great news. Rhino Shield has partnered with Green Sky Financing to offer affordable monthly payments with 0% interest loans to qualified customers.
Well, I've told a lot of people, do the Rhino Shield. It's really a great product, and that would be the way to go.
And here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
Call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint. Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
At AHN, we see you juggling 100 things at once. That's why we made it easier to book with the doctors you need. With AHN online scheduling, you can book with your primary care provider or get time with a specialist. Visit ahn.org/schedule, answer a couple of simple questions, and search for providers, locations, and times that work best for you. Easy online scheduling. Because at AHN, we see you.
Fabulous fall favorites at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. Celebrate Oktoberfest at Coons. German skinless bratwurst with sauerkraut, $7.99 a pound. Authentic potato pancakes, $1.59 each. Wunderbar German-style bologna is $3.99 a pound. And from our bakery, marble rye bread, $3.50 a loaf. As always, save with our Coons Reward Card. All natural, fresh, whole fryer chickens, 99 cents a pound. Honeycrisp apples, 99 cents a pound. And selected varieties of Hostess donuts, 9.5 to 10.75 ounce bags, 2 for $3. Additional savings in our meat department. Lean and tender pork shoulder steaks or roast, $2.99 a pound. In our produce department, fresh pressed apple cider, half-gallon jugs, $3.99 each. And this week, selected varieties of Di Fratelli tomatoes, sloppy joe, or pizza sauce, 15-ounce cans, 5 for $5.
That's Coons Market. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The fog we've had this morning will give way to some sun for the rest of the day, and we'll top out at 77. Partly cloudy with a low of 57 tonight. Some fog again later. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zare, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
Little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
All right, I had to do this. This is fascinating to me. The juxtaposition. By the way, I have a bunch of friends and family. Everybody's over in Ireland. Fitz, Larry's killing it. Love him. Love it. Love hearing from Fitz. Love Michael and all the joviality. I wish I was there. I love the Steelers. Love them. And I'm curious about how much we love the Steelers and how the world does and what ticket prices would be. Conversely, I'm also very intrigued by this whiteout game at Penn State. I've never been. I was at one Penn State game when I was in college, and it was amazing. Pitt envies the hell out of them. Why wouldn't they? I'm told by my boys that there are 110,000 could be there in Penn State at this whiteout, which is insane. So, the guru, the man, the legend, the insider, the soothsayer, the Nostradamus of tickets. My man, Ticket Nick. I had to grab him. What's up? Good afternoon, my brother.
How's it going, Marty?
I'm fascinated by this business and ticket sales. For comparison and contrast, let's start out with this. For me to walk in the door and watch the Steelers, what's a ticket cost? And then tell me what it is to walk in the door and watch Penn State, the ticket cost.
About $190 to walk in the door right now for the international game in Dublin. And it's, I'd say, probably about $575, $600 to walk in the door up at Happy Valley tomorrow.
Wow. Help me with that. Translate. Why the hell is that? I would have lost that bet, brother. I would have lost it.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, Marty. Typically, things don't hold up at Penn State. Markets typically loosen up. I have not seen a game like this probably since Notre Dame, Penn State, maybe in it was like 07, 08, something like that.
What?
Yeah, I have not seen a game like what Penn State's dealing with right now.
Why? Why?
I mean, it's a top 10 matchup. I mean, number 3 versus number 6. There's a lot of buzz, and it's going to affect a lot of things down the road. I mean, if Penn State stumbles and does not win, I mean, Penn State, Ohio State, and Columbus doesn't mean a whole hell of a lot.
No, that's actually a wonderful, wonderful point. So my boy in the newsroom, Andy, says, because he's done this at concert, you show up right there at the gate, and the tickets that were $900 the day before are now $58. Will that happen in the parking lot of Penn State tomorrow?
It won't happen in the parking lot of Penn State, and I'll tell you why. There's no cell coverage.
Oh.
The cell coverage goes to crap up there because there's so many people in such a condensed area. There's really only small windows of pockets of cell service. I mean, they do bring in portable cell sites, but all the tickets are mobile. So it really prevents a lot of that activity.
Wow, this is why I love Nick so much. Just talking to him, I mean, it's so entertaining, but so insightful. So at the end of the day, the way the game is now, you ain't handing no one tickets. You're sending them by way of a cell, and you can't send it by way of a cell because there ain't no signal, so you can't conduct business before the game.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct. I mean, they claim that, Happy Valley becomes the 3rd largest city in Pennsylvania on a week of a game. And I can tell you that, I saw some pictures yesterday of RVs moving into the overnight lots and everything else. And it was a Thursday.
No, one of my boys is a high-powered lawyer. He has this massive Mercedes kind of limo, and it has massive big screen in it and massive bar, and he has a house up there that sleeps 28. It's a big friggin' deal. And if you haven't been, you don't get it. So a cheap ticket, is $550 to $575. What's a good ticket to watch that game tomorrow, Penn State?
Good ticket, you're probably looking, $750, $900, somewhere in that stretch gets you a real good ticket.
And people are buying them?
The ticket count, I can see how many tickets are listed.
Yeah.
So, and that count keeps coming down. I mean, now it's coming down slower than it was prior, and the prices keep going up. So I expect, I expect things to loosen up a little bit, but there's not a lot of tickets out there, Marty.
Wow. Are you going, by the way? Nah, not your style.
I'm not going. Nah. I am entertaining some customers on Sunday morning. So I will not be making the trek back.
Ticket, Nick. All right. Real quick, let's talk Steelers. I'm not trying to be a goof here, but $190 to get into that insanely cool game sounds cheap to me, isn't it? That's cheap, right?
Yeah, I mean that's not. It's not a great seat. It is cheap. I mean, if you want something really good, I mean you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay, $850, $1,000 a piece. But I mean, it's not a big stadium either. I mean, it's 57,000, 58,000, something like that. So
and the business that you're doing.
Now that
in the business you're doing, is it Steeler fans or Viking fans or both?
I don't really know, because once you're transferring to the customer, you can't really, unless their email address is, Steeler fan 123. You don't really know.
Hey, so help me with this. There's a no scalping, no broker rule in Ireland, so you got to do all your business outside the country before the game. Is that accurate?
Correct. Yes, there's anti-resale laws in Ireland, and all the activity has been taking place here. And for us at least, and we're handling all the transfers and things of that nature. Now, there was a problem with Ticketmaster Ireland and transferring tickets today, and that caused us some havoc. But we got that taken care of, and the customer's happy, and we'll navigate everything accordingly.
A day in the life.
I'm hoping, I'm hoping it's smooth sailing.
Come on, man.
From here on out.
You're like me. That's why we're friends. You like the action, man. You like chasing the rabbit.
I absolutely do.
My man will have a table, I can't tell you where, but he's going to be having a nice breakfast at a nice joint in Pittsburgh Sunday at 8:30 watching the game. You're the man, Nick.
All right, I appreciate everything, Marty. Take care.
I love him. It's a hell of a business. It's very stressful. I'm fascinated by the whiteout thing, and now I'm intrigued, and I just don't, I'm not good with any of it. Like Patrick says, wear a diaper. You're not going to be able to get into a restroom. Not to be a jerk, but 110,000 people, that's long. Oof, brutal. But let me say this. My brother-in-law, Scott Tresser, who's my man, and my sister, Sandy Tresser, they go to pretty much all this stuff, and he loves it and never, ever complains about the traffic. And the tailgating is a whole culture, and they're $1 million, I'm not exaggerating, $1 million mobile, whatever the hell they are, mansions up there parked in that lot. Way above my pay grade. But considering 110,000 people and they're all going crazy with the white, I get it. I get it. I just ain't paying for that. Not only do I not have the money, I don't have the interest. And it's just too much. Getting in and out, getting to the bathroom, parking, all that stuff. It makes no sense to me. However, what's crazy is the students. They can't get tickets. There are only so many students and only so many tickets for those students. So the student section is like friggin' sold out. So my daughter Chloe has some of her best friends at Penn State. They're all freshmen who do not have season tickets. Ain't no problem like that at Pitt. No problem like that. Maybe for one game, the Notre Dame game. But outside of that, no. I love Pitt. My daughters are both there, as you know. I went to school at Central, a mile away. I love Oakland. I love Shuli's Pizza. I love my boys at Shuli's. It's all kind of a vibe that I love. And we envy the Penn State people. That's why we always want them to lose. Seriously, it's just envy. 110,000 people. Woo!
Hi, this is elder law attorney Carl Zachariah. Betty called me last week because her mother's in a nursing home and had given her $30,000 2 years ago. I told her that 5-year look-back will not apply. We can get it fixed. Call Zachariah Brown at 724-942-6200 or visit PittsburghElderLaw.com.
Hearing the news every day is one thing. Hearing it hit home is something altogether different. That's the difference you hear every day on KDKA Radio. We go beyond the benign headlines and bring the news to life, your life. So stay here and hear the news and what a difference it makes. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
I'm attorney Ed Shenderovich. Have you been injured at work? You may have more than one claim. To find out if you do, call us at 888-98-TWINS for a free consultation. At Shenderovich and Fishman, we've got your back, not your wallet.
When it comes to building Pennsylvania's future, the laborers are on the job. From highways and bridges to schools, hospitals, energy projects, the men and women of the Pennsylvania Laborers District Council deliver the skilled work that keeps our communities moving forward. Joe LaQuatra is leading the charge to train the next generation, protect worker safety, and stand up for fair wages and benefits. When laborers build, Pennsylvania grows stronger. The Pennsylvania Laborers District Council, working hard every day. My people.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Emma. I am 13 years old. 6 years ago, I was injured in a car accident that left me paralyzed from the waist down. Once I completed rehab, my mom applied for a canine companion service dog. Last January, I finally got to meet my service dog, Marcia. We quickly developed a very strong bond. Together, we go to my horseback riding lessons, school band practice, swim meets, and archery classes. Together, we pick vegetables, and we like to cut flowers. I love Marcia. She makes me feel like together we can do anything. I can't imagine life without her. She's a part of the family. We are just one of the thousands of teams Canine Companions has paired together over the past 50 years. With your help, we can continue for another 50. Visit canine.org to see the many ways you can change lives.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. It looks like TikTok's Chinese owner is going to make out okay on the likely sale of its U.S. operations. President Trump signed an executive order on that proposed sale to a consortium of U.S. investors led by Oracle that allows TikTok's current owner, ByteDance, to receive a licensing fee for its algorithm, as well as an equity stake in the U.S. operations and half of all the profits from revenue in the U.S. The Fed's preferred measure of core inflation, the Personal Consumption Expenditures Index, came in at 2.9% year over year last month. Steady, not awful, still above the Fed's target, but it helped fuel more robust consumer spending that month as well. And even though a final read on consumer sentiment for September edged a little bit lower on hopes that inflation will rise but not as fast as before, stocks are mostly higher. The Dow up by 1/3%, the Nasdaq down by 1/5, the S&P up 1/10. And Turkish Airlines announcing plans to add 225 new Boeing aircraft to its fleet. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
We're back. It's Friday. Stating the obvious. I love football, college football, high school football, Central Catholic, all of it. I wanted to address the two issues involving Bethel Park football and Fox Chapel now. It's interesting and ironic, actually. Patrick's son was on Fox Chapel's team. And we've always talked about the great divide. And, I look, I went to Central. I get it. I get the angst and the pushback. And these kids, they go up against, well, the players at Central, they're just different. And there's a couple schools in Philadelphia that kind of compete, but they have massive athletes. And I used to worry about Patrick's son because he didn't have any experience. And then you see these letters, like Bethel Park sent out this letter to the other teams asking them for a mercy rule. And I would get nervous when Patrick's son and Fox Chapel were playing because it's the same kind of thing. Central has 150 guys that go out for football. Patrick, how many would Fox Chapel have in a good year? Good year.
Good year, like 70.
Yeah. And how many on varsity total, some games?
Just depends. Like this current season, I think it's maybe 10.
And you had, as a father, your son isn't playing right now. You had, as a father, had concerns about what I'm talking about, the disparity in size and experience against some of these teams like Central Catholic or Pine Richland.
Well, Pine Richland. They did play Pine Richland the last couple of years.
And they're massive.
Yeah, well, you go up against another school that's got, 150 players, and they've got 3 different squads.
No, it's true. Weren't there games where they didn't have a JV? They couldn't even...
Yeah. There were games where we almost didn't have a varsity squad. A lot of the JV players played.
Seriously?
There were so many injuries.
What is it?
They were down to like 40 kids.
Oh, my. So you saw the whole thing with Bethel Park, and there's 8,000 stories. They sent out a letter asking teams to have mercy on them, this mercy rule.
Yeah.
I don't...
Keep the clock running.
It's embarrassing for kids, quite frankly, having played football at Central. And I get all this blowback. I'm getting all this feedback from parents, and they don't like the coach, they don't like the superintendent, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, the kids are embarrassed. They don't want this letter out there. They feel ashamed. Neither did your son or any of his teammates want to say, we're not cool enough or big enough we'll play anyone. But there is that disparity, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely. The kids do want to play.
They do.
They don't want a mercy game. But on the flip side, as a parent, when you've got half the squads injured and you've got all these younger kids that have to step up.
No, it's true.
You're going to have more injuries.
And football has changed. When I was growing up, and it's still that way at Central, they do have 150 kids that play football, which is insane. It's not like that now, Patrick. You got a lot of schools don't have the draw. They don't have the kids who all want to play.
Well, no. So Fox Chapel is a decent-sized district. We're a 5A school. But if you look at the number of kids who are actually trying out for the team and playing on the team, it's not 5A level.
No.
That's still. So you've got small teams in big districts that just don't have the people.
It's Baldwin. I apologize to Bethel Park. It's actually Baldwin. I reiterate, thank you. It's Baldwin. They're sending out this letter. They lost 24 in a row. And they sent out a letter to other teams. Baldwin. Thank you for the text. Baldwin sending out this letter. Am I hearing correctly in the breaks? Did Fox Chapel do the same thing?
Yeah, apparently Fox Chapel did the same thing, I think, yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah. And
your son's not playing anymore. He said to heck with it.
He's not, so I don't have the parent emails, but it's got to be the same issue.
And when he was playing and they were at games, did you ever have concern that they could get hurt by these massive teams?
Yeah, especially when you're down 50 points, in the first half.
Did that happen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
it's ugly, and some of the other schools, they're still keeping their key players in.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah. It's not like they're putting their third string in.
Oh.
Some of the other schools. So I get the mercy request.
No, I see all of it. It comes to a point where you're thinking, why are we playing football at all, though, if we can't compete? Because we said, like I was telling my son this last night, it's different if you're swimming. It is. North Allegheny has an insane swim program. And so Mount Lebanon goes in there, and they usually get their ass kicked. But when my son and his fellas go up against the North Allegheny swim team that's been dominant for decades and has 6X, they're in a pool. No one's getting their head beat in. No. Football's different, Patrick.
Football's much different.
Yeah.
If you don't have the size and the number of kids to keep that sustained and keep people playing safely on, at least, a more equal level, then it can get ugly.
I don't know what I would do. I don't, because I'm not in the stands. It's not my kid. Yeah. PJ sent me the note, too. You're right. I initially said Bethel Park. It's not. It's Baldwin. I apologize. Thanks for the correction. And at the end of the day, I worry about the kids getting hurt. This is not a little man's game. And I know the players are defensive. I know they are. I know they think they can play with anyone, but man. I've mentioned this to all my friends that played at Central. And, 3 of the guys I played with, including Dan Marino, these are elite players. I saw a Central game 2 weeks ago, and I texted the coach who I love, Ryan. I said, man, you have monsters. He said, you have no idea. They average over 300 pounds, like 325 on their offensive line. That's bizarre. And I think when you're going up against smaller teams with a much smaller, as what happened at Fox Chapel, right? In terms of numbers, Patrick.
Yeah.
Kids can get hurt. Bad. And I know parents, like my man Ken Baker says, the mercy rule isn't fair to the good athletes. Okay, but it isn't fair for 280-pound linebackers to be hitting kids from other teams that are 170 pounds. And it's just, I don't know what you do, Ken. I don't. Because the class is based on the size of the school, not the size of the players of the football team.
Correct. That's the issue.
It is, sir. It is. And Pine Richland has amazing athletes. It's a massive school. Central Catholic is all boys, so they have an advantage. But I feel sorry for the kids. I know they love to play, but I don't want them to get hurt. And I've seen athletes hurt bad playing high school football, including myself.
The KDKA mobile news fleet is driven by Jim Shorkey Kia, North Huntington and Wexford. JimShorkeyKia.com.
Shorkey Kia is knocking down payments on all the fan favorites. 25 Kia Sportage Hybrid LX all-wheel drive, only $198 a month for 24 months with $27.93 due at signing, or finance at low 1.9% APR for 60 months. These and more, all with low lease rates, that incredible warranty, and $500 more for your trade. Your deal, your way. What a great day. Visit us in North Huntington and Wexford or at ShorkeyKia.com. Call 1-855-410-4037 for complete details on all offers and terms.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi. Sick of walking into a garage you hate that looks disgusting? Stains, cracks, bad epoxy? Let Comer & Cross fix you up with a gleaming new garage floor today. All it takes is one quick call to 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. A Comer & Cross concrete floor is going to transform your entire garage. It's going to be like pulling into a car showroom every night. It's never going to chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint does, and they make it oh so easy. In and out in one day. That's all it takes. They're going to fix all the cracks and pits perfectly. The people from Comer & Cross, they do the job. No subcontractors. And if you've got a lot of crap in your garage, guess what? They're going to take it out for you. Call Comer & Cross and get the best price of the year, starting with $750 off during their end-of-year garage sale. So here's the number, 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. 800-NEW-FLOOR, or go to COMERcross.com.
At Tax Relief Advocates, we get it. Thinking about back taxes to the IRS can be very unsettling. Don't lose hope. With thousands of 5-star Google reviews and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, TRA is resolving taxpayers' delinquent tax problems nationwide once and for all. We could significantly reduce and even eliminate what you owe the IRS. If you haven't filed your taxes in years or are already facing collections, we can help. We aren't just some run-of-the-mill tax service company. We specialize in helping individuals and businesses with $10,000, $50,000, or even $500,000 in back taxes get speedy resolution. And in many cases, only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. The IRS isn't going anywhere, and neither is your tax problem. To see what tax relief you qualify for, visit TRA.com or call 800-335-8578. 800-335-8578. Again, that's 800-335-8578. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 73 degrees at 1 o'clock. I'm David Colorado. News is brought to you by Need Part C. Open enrollment is fast approaching. Medicare plans change. NeedPartC.com can help. And by PJ Fitzpatrick. 45 years of experience and thousands of 5-star reviews. TrustPJ.com. The FBI and SWAT officers served a search warrant this morning at a Wilkinsburg home. The Bureau says it's investigating specific threats of violence and harm directed at law enforcement personnel in western Pennsylvania. That's following a recent officer-involved shooting. An FBI statement says specifics about the investigation, the exact location of this, and the names of anyone involved will not be released until charges have been filed. In the meantime, immigration agents clashed with protesters in Chicago today in front of a building used to process detainees that critics say The building doesn't have showers or a cafeteria. WBBM Radio's Nancy Hardy reports.
Protesters stood outside an additional entrance on 25th Avenue in Harvard after Homeland Security put up a fence earlier this week. Dozens of protesters moved closer to the entrance on Harvard after their efforts to block an SUV from entering saw agents respond with pepper balls. That sent a chemical into the air and lots of coughing from those around without respirators or masks.
Thousands of pro-Palestinian protesters blocked traffic near Times Square today in New York, calling for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to, in their turn, stop the genocide in Gaza. Local protester Salma Alam.
We want to see a ceasefire. We want to see a free Palestine. We want people to be able to live in dignity. The Palestinian people are teaching us how to be human, and the people here are committed to humanity.
Netanyahu spoke directly to the remaining hostages in Gaza while he addressed the General Assembly.
He brought up the loudspeakers, the massive loudspeakers that Israel had ranged around Gaza, and his message to the hostages was that we have not forgotten you. He said that his speech was being streamed live to cell phones in Gaza, and his message to Hamas was to lay down your arms, let my people go.
An arrest has been made in the killing of a youth football coach last weekend in Mercer County. State police say 34-year-old Michael Cox of Newcastle turned himself in on Thursday for the murder of 45-year-old Brandon Smith of Farrell. Smith had most recently coached a children's football program in the Farrell area school district. Police say Cox shot and killed Smith outside the bar called Yanks Place in Farrell just after 1 a.m. on Sunday morning. Cox is being held without bond in the Mercer County Jail. A resident of a Penn Township retirement home is facing criminal charges after he allegedly made lewd remarks and sexually assaulted workers at the facility. The Westmoreland County District Attorney's Office says 67-year-old Henry Davis made sexually suggestive remarks to one worker who was drawing blood from him. They say he also grabbed a second victim in her pelvis while she was helping him out of his wheelchair last month. Davis is due in court in February. And make that in October. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is currently higher by 347 points. The NASDAQ is up 63. The S&P 500 is higher by 35 points. KDKA Sports, Peters Township hosts Upper St. Clair in the KDKA Radio High School Football Game of the Week. KDKA kickoff begins at 6. KDKA Radio News Time 103. It's time to call Ben Hills Rental for the Toro End of Summer sale on all Toro lawn equipment. Call today or stop in at Ben Hills Rental. It's currently 72 degrees in Pittsburgh. The AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.
Adventure awaits, and the 2025 Subaru Outback Onyx is ready at Bowser Subaru to take you wherever you want to go. Take home a 2025 Subaru Outback Onyx from Bowser Subaru and get 1.9% APR for 72 months. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Subaru today and take advantage of this limited time offer. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer dock fee of $477 applies. With credit approval and financing through SMFL. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends October 1st. BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru. Route 51 South on top of the hill.
Oh, that's the power of Bowser. Yeah.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
For the rest of today, the fog that's been out there this morning will clear to some sun with a high of 77. That can return later tonight under partly cloudy skies, low 57. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
That leaf pile is 100 feet tall. Your dad can't handle this. Not without the right equipment.
Yard work piling up? Gear up for fall with John Deere. Get $750 off select mowers, $2,000 off select Gator UVs, and $3,000 off select compact tractors.
Did I hear your dad got a John Deere? Yep, bad day to be a leaf pile.
Gear up for fall at an authorized John Deere dealer now through September 30th. Learn more at johndeere.com/gearupforfall.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
I became very irritated with these, and I know Colin addressed this yesterday, it's important stuff, them cutting back on the PRT routes at the waterfront. I'll tell you what, and I got to get to Tanner Fitzgerald real quick, but what bothers me is that, I'm sorry, I'm finishing a peanut butter sandwich. That's why I sound like I have a sponge in my mouth. What bothers me is that thousands of folks that really need these bus routes at the waterfront are being punished because of some criminals ripping off the stores. That's what it's about. And the union guys agree with me with the bus union. They're like, Marty, this is ridiculous. Because they had a pop in thefts. So the theory is not theory that they truly believe the big shots that run the waterfront shopping, that the thieves come in on the buses, they rip stuff off, and then they leave on the buses, and they want that to stop, so they're moving the bus stops. Hang in there. I got a guest you have to hear from, but I got to get to Tanner Fitzgerald. He's a fine young lad. Hi, Tanner. How are you?
Hey, how you doing, sir? What's going on?
Tanner, I texted you. Tell me what you just sent me, why you couldn't call me back immediately. What was happening at your bar?
We're in the middle of our Guinness delivery for the weekend.
That's right, brother.
We had 20 kegs of Guinness coming in for the weekend. So.
No, 20, brother.
Yeah, I might need your help finishing these.
Tanner Fitzgerald, he's a fine lad. Daddy's in Dublin, but Tanner's at home holding down the farm. Tell us the name of your pub. Is it, you call it a pub or a bar? What do you call it?
It's a pub, Irish pub. It's Cork, like the County Cork, yep. Cork Harbor Pub.
Hey, Tanner, I remember going on your site, and it's really cool. You do this a lot, right? Don't you open on Saturdays for soccer or Sundays sometimes because of European soccer?
Yeah, we do both, Saturday and Sunday. We have a big following of European and Scottish soccer clubs. So
really cool.
Every weekend.
What time do you open on the weekends?
On Saturdays as early as 7.
No.
And then Sundays, and Sundays we're allowed to start serving at 9. So that works out well for this weekend.
Tanner Fitzgerald, you know what it reminds me of, and you weren't born yet, but your father would know. Back in the day, the guys who worked in the mills, man, they would go from the mills to the bars near the mills.
Yep.
Right? They would go and drink like in the friggin' middle of the night or in the 6 in the morning.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Conley's Pub and another Irish place in Lawrenceville was famous for that.
I've been, my man. Tanner Fitzgerald, where is your pub, sir? Cork Harbor.
It's on 43rd Street in Lawrenceville, just down from Butler Street, kind of behind the Industry House.
I know exactly where you're at. And hey, 20 kegs, man. That seems like a hell of a lot of beer, Tanner.
It is, yeah, and we're gonna get through it.
You're gonna try your hardest.
I think on St. Patrick's Day we got through 40, maybe, if I'm remembering right.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the young people are loving Guinness nowadays. It's great to see.
Oh, is it? Is it?
Yep,
It's
it's our number one seller by far.
Oh, wow. And who comes in? Is it locals? Is it folks Scottish? Who the hell comes in at 7 in the morning on a Saturday?
It's soccer supporters. So we do the Celtic Football Club, which has a very loyal fan base. And then it's locals, and then people from out of town who are searching Irish pubs in the area. It's a big mix.
Wow. I love it, Tanner. And it's a great place. You run a hell of a business. Did you ever imagine? So what time do you have to get up to get to the bar and start serving liquor at 7 a.m.? Did you ever imagine you'd be saying this? I open my bar at 7 a.m.
Well, you close at 4. You get out of there at 4 a.m. and then you're back at it at 6:30 to open. No, that's not every night, but on these types of weekends, you have that quick turnaround, like the red eye. You know how those go.
You might need some help from my niece. You know what I'm saying? Did you hear him laughing, Patrick? That's called inside information.
We'll have 3 coffee pots going.
That's inside information in the Griffin family. Little inside information, Fitzgerald, Griffin, Tresser, inside scoop, which I won't deliver to the public. You're a good man, Tanner Fitzgerald.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I bet you see some of my old boys there, too, from Central Catholic, like Jack Cavalier in there, too, right?
Oh, they come in, no doubt. They have a couple pints when they come in.
And your father comes in.
Yes, he does.
Does he have to pay? Does your dad have to pay? Do you give him free beer?
No, we make him pay.
Nice. About damn time. Damn time.
Because that drink tax is still, we're still hit by the drink tax, so I make him pay.
Tanner Fitzgerald, you're a fine lad. All right, my man, what time do you open? Where are you at again? What's the name of your place?
8:45 a.m. open Sunday. We'll start serving at 9.
Wow.
The address is 181 43rd Street, and it's Cork Harbor Pub in Lawrenceville, in the heart of Lawrence.
You have food, too, right? You have food, too. I heard it's good.
We got a little bit. We're going to do just a limited menu, like hot dogs and donuts and just stuff you can get off during the game quickly.
Little hot dog and a donut. That hits the spot on a Sunday morning with some Guinness.
And an Irish coffee.
And Tanner Fitzgerald, thanks, my man.
Thank you very much.
That's very cool. It's a wonderful family. I've known his dad, obviously, since I was 14 years old. And Tanner's a wonderful young man. Patrick, you said it's a really cool joint, right? It's very cool.
Yeah, it's a very cool spot.
Yeah, I've heard. I ain't drinking at 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday.
I might.
Hey, before we go to the break, though, I got to grab my friend Lewis, because this is actually really important. How are you, sir?
Hey, good afternoon, Marty. Thanks for taking my call.
Oh, no, this is important to me. This is really important. I wanted to grab Tanner because that's kind of relevant, but this is actually news, and this is valuable. And why you're complaining is spot on. And tell our listeners why you sent me emails and why you're complaining, because you're right on.
Because I don't think it's going to be fair to the elderly, the disabled community, and people with young children that use these 6 bus routes to service the waterfront. What I think would be maybe a better option would be, instead of having 2 stops in the waterfront, they're complaining about congestion, maybe have 1 stop in the middle between the Target and Giant Eagle. Maybe that's something they could consider.
Hey, my man, this ain't about congestion, brother. This is about, they believe, because I've been told this by the union bus drivers, they're convinced that young punks come in on these routes, go to the stores and rip them off and get back on the bus. That's why they want to move the young punks and the bus routes, their words, not mine, outside the perimeter. But in essence, my man, it punishes you and others, does it not?
Yes, it does. And I'll tell you another thing. There's going to be tons of shopping carts, on Amity Street where these stops are being moved to. That's going to create more work for the shopping cart, collectors. And another issue is, it's going to be bad in the wintertime. How is somebody going to carry all these groceries over there to those stops in the winter and the snow and stuff? Nobody thinks of that.
It shows no consideration. Can you hang around?
Yes, sir.
Please do, my man. This is important to me. Look, I understand. By the way, we talk about theft all the time. It's a massive, massive, massive problem. And by the way, they've discussed this in Pittsburgh, moving the routes that come into the center of downtown outside of downtown, because they believe that punks, quite frankly, who have bad intentions come into the city, deliver on their promise to create bad intentions, Get on the bus and leave. And that's what they're trying to do at the waterworks, get rid of the punks. But what it's doing is punishing folks like my man here. Let's get into that next.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
All right, Patrick, you ate at Hofstad's about a week ago. How good was it?
Amazing.
Right?
Delicious.
And he's a food snob. So add to that, Hofstad's has prime rib Mondays. My boy, the restaurant king, JK. Prime rib Mondays, Hofstad's. Dry rubbed, slow roasted, hand carved prime rib with au jus. I love saying that. Au jus. 2 sides. Mondays, Hofstad's, Oakmont, 4 to 9. Prime rib, brothers and sisters. Go for it.
This September, show your power. Support the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank during Hunger Action Month by donating, volunteering, or advocating. Every dollar, every hour, every voice. That's the power of you. Visit PittsburghFoodBank.org today.
Football season's here. My friends at Coit are ready to tackle the dirt in your home, folks. Right now, 50% off all drapery cleaning, 35% off all other Coit cleaning services, including takedown, cleaning, rehanging. Call Coit, 1-800-FOR-COIT, 1-800-FOR-COIT. 50% off drapery cleaning, 35% off all other Coit services. Get your home Coit clean. Hey, folks, Marty here, Voss TV and Appliance. You'll find the best prices and selection, name brand TVs and appliances. Third-generation family business that's built on relationships, not commissions. From sales, installation, at Voss, Rick, Matt, the entire Voss team are experts who know appliances and TVs inside and out. They won't leave you hanging after the sale. Visit Voss, South Hill Showroom, 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS. The best prices guaranteed.
She's back. Join Dr. Bridget Shufo at 9 this Sunday morning and see how her wellness and weight loss help you get rid of excess weight and, more importantly, keep it off with a healthy lifestyle. It's Dr. Shufo's Health and Wellness Show this Sunday at 9 a.m.
Football season's here. My friends at Coit are ready to tackle the dirt in your home, folks. Right now, 50% off all drapery cleaning, 35% off all other Coit cleaning services, including takedown, cleaning, rehanging. Call Coit, 1-800-FOR-COIT, 1-800-FOR-COIT. 50% off drapery cleaning, 35% off all other Coit services. Get your home Coit clean.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
So I see this big picture. I actually do. We have a massive theft problem. Shrink. Target alone, shrink is approaching 800 million, I apologize. The number one, number two theft store for Target in America, downtown Pittsburgh. Giant Eagle Shrink, it's called. Several hundred million. I have friends that do security in these stores, and there are people that come in every day and steal 8 ribeye steaks. And don't even get me started on CVS downtown. Sometimes 8 robberies a day, thefts a day. It's a massive problem. And so what happens is these waterfront business owners are saying, we're done. We're fed up. We want to stop this madness. And they're going to bypass, whatever you want to call it, 6 routes, 53 Homestead Park, 53L Homestead Park Limited, 57 Hazelwood, 59 Mon Valley, 61D Murray Short, 64 Lawrence Waterfront. Now here's what they say. Their point is, here's their statement from the waterfront ownership. To maintain a family-friendly atmosphere, best serve our patrons, and allow our retailers the best possible setting to provide their services, end quote. What they're saying, we want to kick the bums out. They're getting crushed by theft. And these punks come in on the buses, and they steal. And then they cause trouble and fights and drama. And if I'm a big box store owner, I'm saying to hell with this. How about this? How about we just shut down? And so what happened is they voted. They went to PRT and the union, and the union guy said, no, we don't agree with this. We want to keep the routes. And PRT said, too bad. October 19th, 2025. Colin mentioned this yesterday. He was spot on. What it will do, and my friend Lewis nailed it. So if you go there now, my man, it's cool. But if you these new routes, it's almost unmanageable, is it not? In terms of folks who have to walk, right? Right.
They'll have to walk all the way to Amity Street, and like we were saying earlier, there's going to be a lot of shopping carts over there. It's going to be, somebody might get killed by a car crossing that street. Also, these are key East End and Mon Valley bus routes.
True.
They're saying up to 1,500 people on weekends utilize these two stops. Obviously on weekends you get a lot of pit students to ride over there on the bus, from Oakland. So these are key stops, and I just hope that somebody can reconsider this, look into it.
Hey,
it's always
how far? Help me out, because we don't get it. How far is what we're talking about in Amityville, the street you're talking about?
Oh, Amity Street, it's probably, well, depending on what store you're coming from, I could see an older person taking maybe an 8 to 10 minute walk.
Oh.
So it's not, it's somebody young could do it, but then again, Marty, people could still walk to that bus stop and still have theft there. You know what I mean?
You know what they're trying to do, though, my man? You get it, right? They're trying to move the problem outside of the area where they have the problem now. Throw the bums out, in essence. But in the process of doing that, they're punishing a lot of good folks, are they not?
Exactly. People to utilize public transportation. There's people like me, I've had a few foot surgeries.
Sure.
I can't drive for a month or two yet. And I really got an eye-opening riding these buses again after not doing it for years. But
what do you mean?
I'll tell you what, Marty, I just mean as far as, how, crowding, scheduling. And, for somebody like me that hasn't rode a bus in a while, it was an eye-opener. But, I just appreciate you taking the time to look into this, Marty. I really do.
Hold on. Let's narrow down to what you were saying, because you're nailing it. If someone has a disability, if someone has kids, if someone's older, this is going to be a hell trip and almost impossible to use, right?
Especially with grocery bags, strollers, walkers, canes. They never think of that when they make these decisions. And, I remember back in the 80s when Century 3 Mall, Southwest Village wanted to throw the buses out because they said it brought in the wrong element. And, luckily, they reconsidered that. So maybe somebody will reconsider this decision they made.
Well, I see what they're saying. I get the whole shrink issue. It's a big problem. However, my man, they need to hire cops.
Exactly. Get some extra security guards there.
They need to arrest people. They need to stop the madness. They need to set an example rather than saying, cut out the buses.
Right. Hire some more extra security guards. I think that would be a good, viable option as well.
My man, are you seriously saying that as many as 1,500 people use those buses on a Saturday?
On a weekends, absolutely. On the 61D especially, they use those big articulated buses that bend in the middle on that 61D route only for crowd control. Because sometimes you get a full bus in Oakland. Then you have kids go to the waterfront to the movies. So that's why they use those big articulated buses that bend in the middle on the 61D route.
Wow.
So
will you stop using it?
Honestly, Marty, I'll still utilize the service as long as I have to. But I think, like you said, shrink and thefts probably, went into their decision. I agree with you 100% on that.
This comes right from the union.
And you brought up a good point earlier. You said how they were considering taking the buses out of downtown and keeping on the perimeter of downtown. Remember, they were discussing that a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah. I get it, by the way. I get it.
Yeah, I get it.
Thanks, my man. You're the best. Yep. We're on it.
You have a nice weekend, Marty.
Thanks, my man. I love him. He's cool. Bob, go ahead, man. Jump in.
Yeah, I live in the South Hills near what was Century 3 Mall. And when they started running the buses in there, you see where Century 3 Mall is now on the waterfront. If they don't do something, will be the same thing.
No. By the way, that's their fear.
What?
That's their fear. That's what they're worried about. Yeah.
I don't blame them. I think they're absolutely right.
And maybe so.
You can't have more merchandise walk out unpaid for than you have paid for.
It's a massive problem. But, my man, they're dumping it on the poor disabled and handicapped and people with children. They're going to get screwed even more. That's the issue for me.
Well, then you tell me the answer, because I
Hire
sure don't
more
see it.
security. Arrest these punks. Throw them in jail. Make sure they're prosecuted.
So then the rest of us have to pay 50% more for our merchandise
No,
to pay for
come
the
on,
security.
man. They're not jacking up prices 50% more because they have to hire a couple security guards. And quit being so hateful. Jeez. It ain't about you, man. There has to be a middle ground here, and I'm exploring this, by the way, with the Bus Drivers Union has very, very cool union leadership and fighting back on this. And the mall is for sale. Oh. One of my boys telling me this, the mall is for sale. Now I get it. Oh, got to boost the revenue numbers, make it look safer, sell the mall. Well, what they need to do now, my man, is step up with more security and arrest these kids. And please allow the seniors and children and disabled the ability to use these bus lines the way they are. Seems fair. Hey, folks, it's Marty. All the time I'm talking about auto accidents, big crashes, big wrecks. Call 1-800-GET-PHIL or 412-281-5005. Look, Phil DeLucente and Associates, they're in Pittsburgh. They give free, that's right, free consultations. Phil and Ken Nolan, his partner, handle auto cases. I've worked with them a lot. So call 1-800-GET-PHIL. Call Ken Nolan and Phil DeLucente now at 1-800-GET-PHIL today. They're the best, folks. UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information. Amazing.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall and Museum recognizes Pennsylvania's combat veterans who have received medals for gallantry. With this Hall of Valor moment, here's the Education Director of Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall and Museum, Tim Neff.
Private First Class Lauren Hotchkiss of Allegheny County was awarded the Silver Star during World War II near Randazzo, Sicily on August 12, 1943. As a member of an advance party for Regimental Headquarters Company sent forward to establish a communications switch, Hotchkiss distinguished himself by his personal bravery and courage while under intense artillery fire from the enemy. After several vehicles had been destroyed by enemy mines and artillery fire, Hotchkiss went to the aid of several members of the party who had been wounded. He assisted in carrying the wounded men to a protected ravine. Throughout a period of about 6 hours, Private First Class Hotchkiss steadfastly refused to leave the area of danger and assisted in saving the lives of his comrades.
To nominate a qualifying hero for the Hall of Valor, please contact Tim Neff at 412-621-4253 or visit online at soldiersandsailorshall.org.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 74 degrees at 1:30. I'm David Ballarado. The Steelers have arrived in Ireland to take on the Vikings in Dublin, and on the trip, Art Rooney, who told reporters that he wishes the team had been able to get there earlier.
Yeah, it was a football decision, so I would have liked to have had the guys over here for a few more days too, but we're in the middle of the season, so we got to do what's best for the football side of things.
The team determines the travel schedule, is that correct?
Well, we work with the league too, so it's sort of a joint discussion.
But Rooney has seen a lot of Steelers fans there.
It is amazing, although it happens everywhere we go, so I shouldn't be amazed at Steelers fans, that's for sure.
We're learning more about the Starbucks plans to close almost 190 locations around the United States. An unofficial list published by USA Today shows a dozen of the closures are in the Pittsburgh area, including locations on the South Side, Lawrenceville, and the waterfront. You can see the entire list at KDKRadio.com. Consumers with big stock portfolios are feeling better than most others about the economy. CBS's Jason Brooks reports.
Consumer sentiment weakened in September due to inflation and job concerns. The University of Michigan's Consumer Sentiment Index fell to a reading of 55.1 from 58.2 in August, with sentiment down across most age, income, and education groups. Consumers with large stock holdings, however, are feeling more optimistic after the S&P 500 finished at a record high 8 times this month. Year-ahead inflation expectations dipped to 4.7 from 4.8%, but 44% of consumers in the survey mentioned their frustration over high prices.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 365 points, the Nasdaq is up 78, and the S&P 500 is also higher. It's up 37. KDK Radio News Time coming up on 1:32. Our next update's at 2. I'm David Ballarado on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio KDKA.
That musty smell in your basement, dark spots on the wall. Don't assume all that's just old house stuff. No, it could be mold, and mold never waits. It spreads, it damages, it threatens your health. Ugh. Service Master Greater Pittsburgh, that's who you need to call. And they don't just paint over the problem. They find the source, they remove the mold, they fix it once and for all. Demand the yellow van. Service Master of Greater Pittsburgh. Call them today. 412-826-1010.
Your new kitchen looks amazing. How were you able to do it?
We got it done with a Dollar Bank home equity loan. Our local loan expert helped us get a great rate and an affordable monthly payment. Plus, we have up to 90 days until our first payment is due.
I'm definitely looking into my home equity.
Get the cash you need for the thing you've been wanting to do. Talk to a Dollar Bank loan expert today or visit dollar.bank/borrow. Dollar Bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Interest continues to accrue during the 90 days and your monthly payment and loan APR may increase.
I'm with Joe Potocznik, JP Roofing and Siding. Congratulations, Joe. Triple Crown winner from Owens Corning.
Yes, Larry. We are proud to announce that we are recognized for service excellence, product excellence, and MVP based on marketing leadership and customer service.
Call Joe and his team. You'll get the best of the best. Get a free estimate for roof and siding replacements. Call the roofing replacement experts at JP Roofing and Siding, 412-829-7711. Congrats, Joe.
Thank you, Larry.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248 today.
The original Yinzer Dogs are here for your next tailgate. Yinzer Dogs, Stanley P. Kachowski Kielbasi, Babushka Mama Pierogies, and Yinzer Halushki are all available at your favorite Giant Eagle and Market District. Plus, stay tuned for our grand opening of our new original Yinzer Dogs location in Cranberry. And pretty soon, down the Strip District. It's pure Pittsburgh. Join Dan Marino, Jimmy Crenn, and me, and our Yinzer team. Check us out at originalyinzerdogs.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
For the rest of today, fog will give way to some sun and a high of 77, then partly cloudy skies tonight, low 57, some fog again later on. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
This is Ron Schlava from the Home Buyers of Pittsburgh. We've been simplifying the home selling process since 2015. If you're thinking of selling, give us a call. We'll help you get the most money in the least amount of time. Call 412-500-9057 or visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com for a cash offer today.
So, my experience at Diamonds Direct has been magnificent. And I give credit to one woman, Melanie Burke. She's unbelievable. Melanie is the best salesperson in that business I've ever met in my entire life. Melanie, hand-picked, hand-selected, the diamond engagement ring and wedding bands for my niece and her husband. Just got married 2 weekends ago. Insanely beautiful. She's amazing. My wife, my sister, my daughters, amazing. And this month, if you go to see her, Diamonds Direct, no interest on what you buy until 2030. Come on, man. You get that ring, the diamond upgrade, the piece of fine jewelry, no interest until 2030. Wedding bands, fashion jewelry. This is amazing. No interest till 2030. Diamonds Direct, right across from the Ross Park Mall, right across on McKnight Road. Love the place.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Shrink is a problem everywhere. You might want to move it around, but you're going to have to address it at the store level. But that's the reason behind moving the bus routes at the waterworks. I hear this from my man Ralph, who's the president of the drivers union, and he disagreed with it. One of my close friends who lives in that gorgeous development, Somerset, it's right there. Gorgeous. Moving the bus stop to Amity puts it right at the main exit of the waterfront. This is smart. Which on a normal day is already a nightmare with backups. Never had a bus issue near the stores or run-ins with bad people. It's all elderly people, disabled people waiting for the bus. Wow. This is a dangerous move for people who need the bus. Do we really want people carrying their groceries all the way to the main exit and stand there? No. No. Instead, these people will choose to go to Aldi or elsewhere for groceries. Yes. Yes. But shrink's a big deal. Hey, Vince. Go ahead, man. Thanks for hanging.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Go ahead.
No problem, Marty. I have two perspectives. I live in Clarton, and I used to go to Century 3 Mall, and that's exactly what that other caller said about the how things were for the mall. And then I used to work down at the waterfront, down at the Office Depot down there.
Yeah.
And it's a private entity. Like if they tell Pat the Port Authority that they don't want the buses, that's private property.
True.
So
hold on, my man. So was there a shrink problem, a theft problem?
Not at my store too much because we had office supplies, but I just know that I go down to the Target down there, and they always have security down there, and Homestead, West Homestead, and Munhall all patrol down there. But I guess, like you said, the owners are trying to do what happened to Century 3. Like, they just don't want to lose the business there. And I'm sure that with it being up for sale, that they want the potential buyers to, think that it's a good buy and not for the sale to collapse or whatever like that. It's just, I kind of see both sides. I feel bad for the elderly that are going to get pushed probably over to Amity Street. But if Century 3 would have did that before it got out of hands on Friday nights with all the kids coming in, then Century 3 might have still been around. But that's just my opinion.
No, you nailed it, brother. They need to care about people and need to deal with the theft problem internally. That's what I say.
Well, what can they do, Marty? Is every store going to hire their private security?
I would.
I mean,
hell yeah. You think Office Depot doesn't have money, brother?
I know all the stores have the money, but they don't have to answer to the stock.
No. This is look, man. Target had $800 million in shrink last year. $800 million.
I agree with you, Marty. I do, but it's a private. If it's a private place, it's not a public road, so it's going to probably end up to people going on to Amity Street. It's sad because I do see a lot of elderly people right by the Giant Eagle. So
and someone could get hit by a damn bus or a car.
Oh, I agree. I do agree with you, but that's probably where it's going to end up heading. So.
Wow. Thanks, Vince. I love the call, I think. It's tough. I'm not dumping on these big box stores and asking them to hire 9 cops, but it's the same argument I have about CVS downtown. where they have 6 shoplifting people snagged a day. Well, what the hell's that? So what did they do? They turned into a friggin' lockbox. My man Max, remember that, Patrick? You walked through there. Everything's behind glass now. Tempered glass or plastic, whatever the hell you want to call it. Okay. I don't know. It gets old. I got sound right here from Mike, who just sent this to me. This is Shadyside. And the same old crap with theft. And the same old... We've had this sound at least 50 times. Listen.
3480. 480. Is that after GOA on Lululemon? Affirmative. So you can send that to Truth.
There you go. Translation. Lululemon Shadyside just got robbed again. Send it to the recording unit. It happens at least 3 times a week at Lululemon, to which I say, hire some damn cops with guns. Change your policy. Get aggressive. I mean, that's Shadyside, too. So we're not suggesting that just bad people go to the waterfront. That's not cool either. It's actually a beautiful development. But I got to be honest. We used to go there all the time. And then they had some weird shootings, and they haven't had them in a long time at the movie theater. But what happens when you're a family guy and you have little kids, you're like, I don't want to mess with it anymore. And we didn't, and probably our fault. I just don't. It's just not worth it. It just isn't. It doesn't help anyone. But the truth of the matter is that it's an epidemic. There's this video on social right now, and I know Patrick saw it. 24 kids went into a friggin' jewelry store in L.A. and just took $1 million worth of jewelry. 24 kids. Folks, packed into vans. They come running through the door with high-powered rifles and hammers. At some point, as we said about downtown Pittsburgh, now we're talking about the waterfront. And the whole notion of move the bus stops, move the problem, right? Because you're just moving the punks a couple blocks away. You think the punks won't find a different way to get to the source of their living, the stores. At some point, corporate America and law enforcement and judges are going to have to say, hey, we can't just move our way with bus stops out of the crime zone. We got to address this crime problem. So I get it. If I own a massive business, if I own that mall, and I want to sell that bad boy, and shrink is awful, I ain't selling it. So move the thieves. Address the problem with shrink. Arrest everyone. Take everyone to jail. Take everyone to court. Target has this software, man. If you steal more than, what is it, $1,500? Is it? Then you're a felon. And I know a girl, a really good Pitt student, who got snagged and sent to jail. And Target said, enough. You're going to jail, young lady, and she is. It has to stop, though. But you can't punish the disabled, the elderly, and folks just trying to carry some damn groceries. It's just not cool.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is Lisa from Nest Expressions Window Fashions. No one has more hands-on experience in the window fashions world than I do. My draperies are made right here in Pittsburgh. I will exceed your expectations, and I can meet your budget. Those are just a few reasons to call me at 724-933-5500 or simply book a free shop-at-home appointment at nestexpressions.com. KDKA.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Hey y'all, this is Maggie Freeling, host of the new podcast, Up and Vanish Weekly. Tune in each week as Payne Lindsay and I are joined by other true crime experts to take a fresh look at some of the most puzzling crimes and shine a spotlight on the cases that have stumped investigators for far too long. So go right now and search Up and Vanish Weekly in your podcast app to follow the show. Listen for free wherever you get your podcasts.
This year's senior class is back at homecoming, reunited and protected with mNEXSpike, the new COVID-19 vaccine from Moderna for adults 65 and older. That's because these seniors know they face the highest risk of severe COVID. mNEXSpike, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA, is a COVID-19 vaccine for people 65 and older and for 12 to 64-year-olds at high risk for severe COVID. You shouldn't get mNEXSpike if you've had an allergic reaction to a previous Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. Rare cases of inflammation of the heart muscle and outer lining have been reported. Common side effects include pain at the injection site, tiredness, headache, muscle or joint pain, chills, nausea, vomiting, and underarm swelling or soreness. mNEXSpike may not protect everyone. This year's senior class came ready with a COVID-19 vaccine that helps them keep showing up. mNEXSpike from Moderna, here for the senior class. Visit mnexspike.com to schedule your vaccine today. That's mnexspike.com.
When you call yourself the voice of Pittsburgh, you have to know when to not talk. Sometimes you just need to be the ears of Pittsburgh. Just listen. Listen to what you have to say. These are complicated and uncertain times. But when you need us, we're here for you. And we're listening. A trusted source that you can count on.
Business Times, I'm managing editor Mike Larson. Moonlit Burgers is set to take over the former Permanente Brothers space in Garfield by the end of the year, expanding the local burger chain's reach to the East End. What first began as a smash burger pop-up during COVID-19 has evolved to a growing brick-and-mortar business, opening in Dormont in 2021 before expanding to Uptown the next year and Sewickley over the summer. Now it's coming to Garfield, taking over 5491 Penn Avenue, which housed a Permanente Brothers that closed in June. Also, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court handed an assist to visiting athletes on Thursday when it struck down Pittsburgh's jock tax, a decision that will likely cause more headaches for local government. The jock tax, officially known as the non-resident sports facility usage fee, is a controversial 3% fee that's levied on all out-of-town athletes and entertainers who play and perform in local venues. Justice David Wecht wrote the opinion for the court, which found the tax unconstitutional because it violates the state constitution's uniformity clause. That clause mandates that taxpayers should be treated similarly. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to PittsburghBusinessTimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Bum, bum, bum. I heard them talking about Moonlit Burger expanding. Love that place. And I love the backstory. And it's one of the funders is one of my favorite people, Chuck Hamill. He's just a great man. Just a great man. Big time truck company here in Pittsburgh. But he's one of the big time backers of Moonlit Burger. And I'll tell you why I love him. During COVID, and no one was going out. Duh. So on Saturday nights, they would make burgers at Cafe Io. Actually, cool joint, still there in Levo. Really cool guy, too, Mike Avino. Owns like 3 restaurants there. And so on Saturday nights during COVID, these guys that started Moonlit would take over the kitchen at Cafe Io, and they would make up 500 to 600 burgers, takeout. I'm not exaggerating. Delivery, takeout, and they sold out every week. Now the guys who founded, and Derek Stevens is one of them. During COVID, he had an amazing restaurant downtown that it just tanked. Duh, COVID. My man literally lost everything, because he had his house and everything tied into the mortgage of the restaurant, and I mean, it was a disaster. And rather than choking on it and saying, this sucks and I'm going to give up, he came up with this idea for Moonlit. And if you've ever seen him and you've ever been in there, my man's making burgers. And it's amazing and homemade and wonderful and local. And one of my closer friends, Jeff Cohen, from Smallman and Weiss Provisions, sells them all their meat. He said they're killing it. Why do I like the story? Because they're local guys. Why do I like it even more? He's a survivor. Yeah. Because think about it. You lose everything during the pandemic. Your restaurant, your house, all this crap, all your money, every nickel's gone. And you're down in the dumps. You're saying, I'm going to quit. No, let's make burgers in the middle of the night in someone else's kitchen. And here they are on their 4th Moonlit. The original's down Dormont. I love Dormont. Love it. I love the little neighborhood there. I love the breakfast places, the restaurants. And Moonlit, if you're there on a Friday night, man, there's a line, and it's worth it. And everything's homemade and handmade, and they're kind, and great fries. And why am I giving this all this love? Because they're local, and because he worked hard, because he kicked ass. I swear that, and I've had this conversation with Chuck Hamill, who has started many restaurants, but has done insane things in the Strip, including the Cork Factory. He's the guy that gutted and remodeled the Cork Factory and started the resurgence in the Strip. He's very humble. Doesn't want to talk about this stuff, but Chuck Hamill's a legend, and he saw a good idea in this Moonlit Burger, and here we are, 4th one. Smash burgers are the big thing now. I get all that, and everybody seems to have one, but what they have there is the guys that started this that didn't give up, and good for them. Moonlit, check it out. And Jeff Cohen, who's like my brother, sells them several thousand pounds of fresh ground beef or meat, whatever the hell they make. Fresh meats that he makes the burgers into every day. He swears by them. I love it. I think it's the hardest business in the world. I just do, because all my friends that own restaurants and like Oakmont Bakery, every day they got to fill the bucket. Every day. And every day the bucket has a big hole in it. It's never easy, and it never changes. And so when you see someone actually making a living and expanding, you kind of feel good about it. I do anyway. My wife's been out of town now for 8 days. How about that? It's me and Vince. What do you think our house looks like? Dog crap on the floor. Toilet paper all over the house. Beer bottles. No, Vince drinks whiskey. Whiskey bottles. Girly magazines in the bathrooms. Unshowered, unshaven. Dog bowl empty. No, man. We don't miss a beat. No, we miss Mommy. Desperately. It's horrible without her. But she's on a mission, and she's doing what we believe in, that's helping her family. You know, as we get older, we see people older than us struggling, and we have to help, or we walk away, and we can't walk away. And she loves her family, and her family needs help, and she's been in Florida helping them, which is why I love her so much and why we love what she's doing. As you get older and you see people around you fall apart, you know that you're next, because we've all had parts fall off, right? And get repaired and hope that we live. And I watch my sister's struggles and my wife's parents' struggles, and you understand the only thing that ever ends up mattering is your family and how much you love them and how much you got to take care of them. And if you don't take care of your family, to hell with you. If I meet someone that talks smack on their parents or says bad things about their family or their wife or their husband, back off. From me, anyway. I'll go at it with anyone, but when it comes to my family and my wife's family and taking care of the people that love us and love you, you got to do that, man. It's all that matters. Family, all that matters. It's the toast we do every night in the Griffin house. All right? Go Steelers.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
Little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of